welcome to our unnamed podcast.
Oh man, we should have thought of a name.
We really should have thought of a name. We did discuss it about 2 weeks ago, and then I forgot, and then you forgot, and then nothing happened of it.
Yep, that is a standard.
So this is Goat Sessions Presents. That's why we're still in the Goat Sessions establishment. This is Charlotte.
Charlotte? Who's ever referred to me in the last 20 years as Charlotte other than my mom?
Or 30, because that's how old you are.
All right.
Well, 32? 33?
People were still
34?
calling me Charlotte at
How old are you?
8.
You were born 87,
I'm
I know
34.
that. 34?
Yeah, it's
Old
a good
AF.
age.
Old AF.
I mean, you can't say
I
that.
know, that's why I'm saying it.
That's what it should be called.
Old AF. Old AF,
Old
yeah.
AF. And then the longer it goes on, the greyer our hair gets.
I'm already halfway there. If I look back at a podcast like 6 months ago, my beard was not this grey. It's the stress of getting old is making me get older.
Well, yeah, maybe.
That's a thing.
Someone said to me that when you have a kid, you're going to get greyer. And I was like, oh, Jesus, stop with that. It's such a boring rhetoric. And genuinely,
Oh, really?
I've got so many more grey hairs. And I'm like, it's not stress. It's just coincidence.
Yeah. No, mine's coincidence with aging.
Yeah,
There's no
mine's
connection
like-
between me getting older and me getting grey.
No.
They just coincidentally happen at the same time.
That's it.
That's what it is.
It's like the grey is not my kid. Like, how many times can I say that before people
The grey is not your
The
kid.
grey is not my kid.
His name is Robert Paulson.
Oh, don't.
Sorry.
I had such a day of Meatloaf, and it was amazing. It was the best day.
I listened to one Meatloaf song and remembered I don't really like Meatloaf.
Yeah, but
Musically, I'm not like a Meatloaf fan.
he's like it's just a musical. That's all it is.
Yeah. He's rad in Rocky Horror.
He's right in Fight Club.
Yeah, especially in Fight Club.
Bob's got bitch tits.
Bob has got bitch tits.
He has.
He has.
I'd like to cuddle up to those. They look great.
Just
I feel
saying.
like I need a cry. So someone get me.
I mean, Corner Shop did say everybody needs a bosom for a pillow.
They did. Do you think that's where they got the
Yeah,
inspiration
from Fight Club. It was a secret Fight Club song.
Like the happiest Fight Club
I think
song
it came
ever.
out before Fight Club, though.
Did
The
it?
book might have been out by then. Didn't it come out like 97? And Fight Club came out in 99?
Okay, one thing I'm going to have to say, if we're ever going to be quoting years for anything, is I've discovered that I have no years in my brain. Like,
Okay.
So there was a quiz on, and the quiz was like, this song was released what year? And it was something like Emma Bunton. Like, number one, it's Emma Bunton. I
2001.
don't remember that.
Yeah, I know.
It was 2001.
Was it actually?
That's the...
So I just kind of like, Spice Girls came out in 95. They probably broke up about 97.
That's it. I don't know years.
So when would she have had her? That was like how my brain went then. And I just guessed 2001.
Yeah, but they're like everyone else with it who were doing the quiz are like, oh, so when this happened. My brain just went Emma Bunton. Like, that
is Baby Spice, right?
Yeah, Baby Spice. And I didn't know it at all. And then they sang it, and I knew every single word. So I was like, right, okay. So I didn't just ignore it. It's just my brain went.
My phone's vibrating if that picked up because the West Brom lineup for tonight.
And who is it?
We're playing Preston. I didn't see. It just says announced.
Oh, right, okay. Sofa score.
I didn't open it to see what the.
You should have. That would have been a great break.
Yeah.
I'll just sit here while you look.
We should contextually for people watching or listening. We met. Let's give a bit of background to who the fuck we are.
Yep.
We met in 2009.
Yes.
We had 1,000 friends, mutual Facebook friends.
Uh-huh.
But I don't think at that point we'd ever met.
No, I'd seen you walking around and was like, dude, that dude has got some long
And
hair.
I've seen you walking around going, that girl's got a lot of tattoos for a girl, which back then was a thing.
Yeah,
like
it was.
now,
It
not
was
so
a thing.
much, but 13 years ago was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I invited you to a rave in the woods.
Which I bailed on because that's what I do.
Yeah, that is what you do. I went to said rave in the woods. It was sick. And then you were like, I wish I went to the rave in the woods. Let's hang out.
Yeah.
And then
that would have been a better start to the friendship, wouldn't it? Like actually going.
Go to rave in the
But
woods.
this is my life.
Yeah.
I wish I'd done
and I
that.
remember we met Bonds and we hung out every day for 6 months.
Yep. One of those hangouts was just Germany.
Yeah, then we went to. I was at yours. You ate an orange in front of me. I don't like
Do you
oranges.
need some context for that
I
one?
don't like oranges.
I knew that as well. So
yeah, that's
just
why you did
pushing
it.
boundaries.
Yeah, and then we booked a flight, £1 there and £1 back to Frankfurt, which we didn't even pay for. Who paid for it?
So I've never, ever been able to pronounce his name. Like, you know that situation where you learnt it reading and therefore it's like, whatever you
like
decided.
the name Siobhan
Yes.
is
Yes.
Sieben.
Sieben. I believe his name's Ian, but it's like EOIN.
Right.
And I put on Facebook, has anyone got a debit card? Because it's free. I don't want to pay the 33 pence charge. So can someone pay it? And he did.
So it was £4 return for two of us to get to Frankfurt and back. And we picked Frankfurt by going, that one.
That's the cheapest one.
Well, yeah. And then we went to Frankfurt for 3 days. I've
nowhere to stay.
I've told this story before on the podcast, I think. I was in your best man speech, or your maid of honour speech.
Yeah.
Because I was...
Chief Dudeston.
I like that. Why didn't I call myself that?
I've only just thought
That's
of it.
fucking
Chief
amazing.
Dudeston.
Yeah, about how we got on a bus in Frankfurt, because it's a Ryanair flight. Our flight landed 4 days away from Frankfurt.
I think that's why it was £2, to be fair.
Dude.
It's all coming together.
And then we got the bus in, and then we were arguing about something on the bus, and we missed our stop and then back up at the airport.
Well, no, it was even worse than that. So we were arguing, then fell asleep. I'm pretty sure it was mid-argument. Fell asleep, woke up, and we were like, this looks like a place.
No, I think, because I remember specifically going, is this where we should get off? And then the bus just started going again.
No, but we got off somewhere, remember? We got off, and we were we're in Frankfurt now. And we stood there, and we were like...
In the hammering rain?
In the hammering rain. And we realised it looked like a bus station, but like nowhere. It was a bus station, nowhere.
Yeah.
So then we waited, got back on the bus, on a bus, because someone said, this one's going to Frankfurt.
And we ended up back at the airport.
Back at the airport.
That was what happened, yes. Context
like
is everything.
9 hours long.
And then we went back to the city. On the way there, we hadn't booked accommodation, because why would we? So we were having this conversation on the bus about where we're going to stay, and the guy behind us was a guy called Mo.
Hi, Mo.
Hi, Mo.
I think I still have you on Facebook. I don't know.
And he was like, you can stay with me if you want. And I was like, you're a girl, you decide. Because I'm going to be like, yeah, sound, but I'm like twice the size of this guy, so I could take him.
Yeah.
But...
I'm with you. Like, if I was on my own, there's absolutely no way. But like, some dude, exactly.
Yeah.
Some dude in Germany.
So we stayed at his. I remember he had one top bunk, no bottom bunk.
Yeah, it was like a sofa bottom bunk.
Was that what it was on the bottom?
Maybe not, maybe desk.
Like, yeah, I think it might have been a desk.
Yeah.
And he was like, you can have the bed, I'll have the couch, and he's sleeping on the kitchen floor. We can't do that. We can't make you sleep on the kitchen floor.
The first night we've met you on
he took us to Irish bar and bought us drinks all night as well.
Yeah. Oh, man, we don't come out well in this
really
story.
don't.
Why are we telling this story?
And then I remember, I was like, fine, right, look, we'll crash in the bed and you can have the couch. And you said...
If you touch me, you die.
Yes. That was what you said. And I was like, I could want to touch you, you fucking icky. I stand by what I said. I said it with chest. Icky. I haven't called a girl icky since I was like 4.
I feel like I'm in the Rugrats.
Which one would you be?
I don't know. Tommy, because he's a leader.
Okay.
/ bossy. So
I'd be Angelica.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, with sass.
With gusto.
Gusto, go fuck yourself.
I don't know. Angelica's cool, I guess. Is she the one that had that doll? Wait, where were we with this? We're digressing. So
Touch Me You Die.
Yeah, Touch Me You Die. And then he randomly gave us some the
Snacks.
Guinness hats, the big
Oh,
Guinness
yeah,
hats.
yeah.
And then realised, obviously, we have no money because we decided to come to Frankfurt with like 70
100 euros
between us or something. And then he gave us loads of snacks.
Yeah, he went and brought us breakfast.
Did he buy us breakfast?
Yeah, because he had that Kinder thing.
Oh,
That's all I remember about it. Wasn't a good breakfast. It wasn't a healthy breakfast. Not that we're not grateful for
like
the free
Jesus,
food.
he didn't give us kale.
Yeah, kale. Who the fuck wants kale?
I'm trying to think of something healthy.
Okay.
Kale was the top of the list.
And then we went back into the city and did lots of touristy shit. You did some busking.
Well, busking if standing on a wall singing as loudly as
Skinny
possible.
Love.
And I told you to be patient, and I told you to be fine, and I told you to be balanced, and I told you to be kind. Well, in the morning I'll be with you, but it'll be a different kind. And I'm running all the tickets, and you'll be owning all the fines. Who will love you? Who will find? Who will fall far behind?
Skinny Love. No, I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
Alive with the Glory of Love.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. What? Why did I pick a song about the Holocaust?
Oh my God.
In Germany.
That never even occurred to me.
Jesus. This is 2009, Char.
This was 2009.
Not quite as responsible as this one.
Yeah, you were 21 then, so.
I don't think I was alive until I was 27. And like genuinely, I've recently figured out that there's a rule. Ever since I had a kid, all I do is like Google shit about brains, and it also gives me a little bit of evidence towards my mom as to why I was such a douchebag for so long. And so apparently your brain doesn't actually completely like mesh together. There was a better scientific word than mesh together. until you're 25.
See, I've got this thing. I had this conversation last week where I think you can categorize your life into chapters.
Yeah,
So
totally.
like birth to like 4.
7. I'm going to say 7.
I nearly said 7, but I thought maybe
like
that's a
7
different.
Up. That's where 7 Up came from. It's
Is it
like
actually?
the first
The
7
drink?
years of your life, like your formative years. They're the ones that
Okay,
impact you
yeah.
the most.
Okay, and then from 7 to about 13,
Yeah.
13
yeah.
to 19,
Uh-huh.
20 to like 27.
No, I'm going to say 13 to 25. I was
Okay.
basically 13
Well,
for the whole time.
roughly.
Yeah.
There's no kind of like cut off point. It's not like your birthday comes and you're the next evolution of you.
Oh, is that not how it works?
No,
it's
not
not
a
like
Pokemon.
a new year.
It's
Like
not a
a
Pokemon.
new year, new me.
And then like 27 to 33, and then 33 to, I'll let you know when I'll get there. So I'm still in that phase of it at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe 40. Maybe this year is the year where I level
Maybe.
up again.
Maybe. Just let me know.
I
Because
will.
I'd like to know these little areas
Yeah.
in life. Because I didn't think, so I'm 34 now. If I went back genuinely like 10 years and look at the position I was in at that time, there's no way I would think I was where I am now.
But I know you've only just turned 34 last month, but do you think your 30s so far are better than your 20s were?
100%.
Because I always say this.
Only because, and that, it sounds like such a 34-year-old thing to say, doesn't it? Like, oh, it's so much better than your 20s. And there's all these girls in their 20s looking like fire. And then when I was 20, Jesus.
You looked like fire when you were...
I mean, maybe in context because you were growing with me.
Like
Like if you look back.
like a garbage bin fire, but a fire all the same.
A garbage bin? Jesus.
No, you looked fire when you were in your 20s.
Yeah, but probably because I didn't eat anything. So that helped. But I think there is a point in life where you just go, Jesus, this is where I got to. Like, there's, like, I had a kid when I was 33.
Yes.
So, was I 33 or 32? See? This is what I mean.
How
I
old
don't
is he
know
now?
ages. He's
1.5.
19 months.
You hesitated at 19 then. Like,
He's
yeah, that
19
old.
years old.
So yeah, you were 32.
All right, so I was 32. And I always say, like, it was the best year for me to have a kid because I've already done, like, as much of my sort of groundwork as possible.
Yeah.
Like, before all my eggs shrivel up and die. I waited till the last. I was like,
The last egg.
I'm close. Yeah. So there was that point where I thought if I'd have had one when I was, like, 23, that kid would be way more fucked up than my kid now is going to be.
Yeah, fair.
Because, like, you're still growing as a person.
But dude, if I had a kid at like 23...
Can you imagine?
Yeah, dude, no.
It's just like you're growing as a person and then you're still trying to
What's
help someone
terrifying
else
is that kid will
grow.
be 16 now, but also
Oh.
probably have like some like, large therapy bills.
Yeah. I mean, I should have large therapy bills.
I didn't
but
mature until last week, so
Are you sure it's happened yet?
no, I'm relatively mature. Not to you, because I
Okay.
don't need to be mature
No,
around
but
you.
who to then?
Adults,
What? I'm an adult.
no, but actual adults.
Yeah, all right, okay.
No, well,
Yeah.
saying that, is anyone actually an adult? Remember when you were a kid and you thought adulthood would be like, you'd know when
I
you
thought-
got there,
Yeah.
so you'd be an adult.
I thought my mom was an adult when she was my age.
Your mum was 60
I'm
this week,
still not an
and she's
adult.
still not an adult.
She's really not.
I
Like,
love your mum though.
oh my God, today. She, so it was her 60th birthday and she had COVID.
Happy birthday,
Just
Mum
like
Morale.
everyone. Happy birthday. See, you got to mention in this. Everyone loves you. Stop crying. And so we didn't get to go out for her birthday. So we were going to plan her a birthday party, but I was being a little bitch and I'll put it on like the group thread that my mum is on and was like, should we do it on the 18th of Feb? And my mum replied first, like, I'm free, with like a really unimpressed emoji. I was like, was this meant to be a surprise? Sorry. So I organised it like behind the scenes, even on the same date that I'd said to her. I could have at least changed
You know
it.
she's going to watch this. You can get in trouble for this conversation or no?
No, because she admitted it. She
Oh, okay
said,
then.
oh, it's being spoiled. So today I was having a conversation with my dad, and my dad is the worst person to keep secrets
Right.
ever, like in the history of the world. And he went, we're going out on the 18th, aren't we? And I'm on FaceTime looking at my dad going, shut up. Shut up. And he suddenly realises and he tries to backtrack. And then I just went, yeah, no, we're not going out. We need a babysitter on that day. And I can hear my mum in the background going, I'm not fucking babysitting. I'm meant to be going out for my 60th birthday. And my dad's trying to like, no, it's fine. And then he hung up and he said, he texted me afterwards and he was like, I think we need to maybe tell her that she's going because she's upset. And I was like, fine. So I texted her and I was like, Mom, we are going out on that day. And she said, I was crying. I thought you didn't love me and you didn't want to go out with me. And then I was like, we're going out for your birthday. It's fine. It's sorted. And then she was like, you know, I'm a spoiled child. And I was like, see the flip. Like
Yeah.
she just she just flipped, and I was like, "That's
I'm
where I
pretty
get it
sure at
from."
your wedding, I was very drunk at your wedding.
Good.
I'm pretty sure because for years I met your dad in 2009, about 2 weeks after I met you,
Yeah.
and I've been sure since then he's in the mafia.
I'm
and
not supposed to say it out loud.
and I'm pretty sure on your wedding day I said to him, "Pretty sure you're in the mafia," and he went, "Yeah, I am."
Right, so no names on the podcast,
No
please.
names.
No names, but probably the Don.
There were some mafia folk sat in the corner.
There were. They were just,
There was a horse's
they were
head
just
somewhere. At
there
some
was
point.
not a horse's
There wasn't
head.
a horse's head.
There wasn't.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't.
And then next week, my dad gets arrested.
Oh yeah. Or I wake up next to a horse's head.
Imagine if he was like Richard Kuklinski, though. I can't say that name.
I don't know who that is.
Hold on, wait. Kuklinski.
Nailed
Right,
it.
Richard Kuklinski. He was like a mob hitman.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Started out as like a total murderer, just killing homeless people, which is not cool.
Oh, I
by the
didn't know
way.
what about.
And then he got hired by the mob, but he couldn't be a made man because he was Polish. So they were like, well, you can just be our hitman. And did some sick shit. He was called the Iceman. But
Like-
his family didn't
Like
know.
Val Kilmer in Top Gear. Top Gun.
Which one? Top Gear?
Not Top
Val
Gear.
Kilmer in Top Gear?
Yeah, it was him. Richard Branson. Bottom line. He wasn't in that either.
Richard Branson.
Yeah, it was
and Val-
Richard Branson, Val Kilmer,
Yeah.
and who's the guy with the voice? Gordon's alive, that guy.
The guy with the voice. This isn't like Frightened Rabbit. I can't guess.
Oh,
I can't guess
Frightened
from
Rabbit thing was
your
amazing.
guesswork.
Oh, what's his name? It'll come to me.
Okay.
Big beard.
Great big bushy beard.
Yeah, he's in Flash Gordon.
Okay, I haven't seen Flash Gordon.
Okay, then you're never going to get this.
Is there nothing else that he's in?
Probably. Loads of things, but I can't remember his name now.
Can we not play that game where you do like can you name the films that get from...
I'll put it on the screen.
Put it on the screen.
Post edit.
Okay. I'm going to be really annoyed by that though, because I'm probably going to know who it is.
Do you want me to look now?
Yeah.
Do you want me just to look? Because there's probably
Yeah.
people listening, all three of them. who
Well,
re-
because I'm not going to... The problem is, if you don't show me now, I'm
You're-
not going to be listening to anything that you're saying. I'm going to be going, the guy with the beard who says Gordon.
I feel like I'm going to remember it before I finish typing it.
Can you give me like a hint
Hint.
instead of telling me
Oh.
straight away?
Okay, his surname, both first names and surname start with the same letter.
Willy Wonka.
Yeah, it's Willy Wonka. Nailed
Yes,
it. Nailed
I
it.
knew it.
Willy Wonka says, Gordon's alive.
I missed that bit. It must be the edits.
And his surname is like being... I'm very aware of radio silence here.
Well, I feel like it's just going to build the tension.
It's Brian Blessed.
Oh my God, you can't do that.
I
You
did-
told me.
I did just do that. I'm sorry. I couldn't think of a way to describe him. How would you describe Brian Blessed by name without saying his name?
There's no name. There's just a hawk.
Isn't that a game show? No, what game is that where you...
Brian Blessed.
Oh,
shit.
no, it's a thing on Jimmy Fallon plays a game where you have to guess the person, but you can't say the name.
Oh, okay. We should do that.
Yeah, dude, like they've got a timer, and you have, like fucking Michelle Obama played it with
Did
Dave Chappelle, Jerry Seinfeld, and Jimmy Fallon. It was
I
dope.
thought you were going to say Brian Blessed. I
The
was like,
Brian
is this how we
Blessed.
got to this
Brian-
full
Gordon's
circle?
alive.
Is that the one that where Jennifer Lopez played?
Yes.
it? Okay. I
Yeah.
still don't know what it is though, but
I can't remember what it's called.
we need a button now.
We do need a
Why
button.
didn't we have a button? What have I got in
We
my
have
pockets?
buttons, but Jenka's for our other podcasts. What's this one? Oh, yeah, that makes noises. What's
I discovered as I was leaving the house that I've got the most mum pockets
you are, Mom.
in the world. Can we do a what's in Shar's pocket?
Yeah.
And then there's like a bling, make a noise. What's in Shar's pockets? And then just
That's really sad.
all
Is that a nail
around
file?
me. Yeah, there's a nail file. There's some raisins.
Why?
Because I have a kid. You always need snacks.
Oh, okay,
Slash, they're for me.
That does remind me, though, to our Frankfurt story after your raisins and other pocket goods.
Okay, what else do I have? I have 2 chocolate bars.
Just random. They must be the sweatiest chocolate bars in the fucking world.
Would you like one?
No.
They're legit ones.
No.
They're not like Aldi's own Kit
Oh,
Kat
yeah. Like I
or
went to the first time I went to Aldi.
Wackos.
It's incredible how they've got away with like rebranding everything.
Yeah, did you see the whole thing about
It's like
the caterpillar?
Cuckoo Cola.
Cuckoo Pops.
Like literally, they've just taken like Aero and they call
I
it
love it.
Smero. Like
They're missing a trick. Aldi, if you're listening, it's a Smero.
a Kit Kat.
What do they actually call it? They just call them fingers, which is a
No,
bit-
they don't call it. Well, to be fair, Cadbury's got fingers.
There's a syringe. That's not for drugs. That is. Oh, it's for like baby drugs.
Baby
lipstick.
drugs.
What else? We're not finished. Shar's
All right,
pocket.
sorry.
What's in here? I'm scared of what I'm gonna pull out there. Oh, googly eyes.
Oh yeah, you have a thing where you googly eye everything.
Yeah, I'm that basic bitch that puts googly eyes on things.
Before we leave here, you should googly eye something and see how long it
I
takes Jenga to notice.
I will. Actually, B bought me these
Oh, did she?
for my birthday. They've got eyelashes, so they're even more extra. We could do some ASMR here. Anyone in?
No, ASMR freaks me out. ASMR really freaks me out.
Why?
I did listen to a Phoebe Bridgers one once.
Oh, you should listen to the Lewis Capaldi one.
I don't want to. I imagine it's hilarious though.
Balls.
Right, when we were in Frankfurt, the second night, we didn't have accommodation again, so we slept in a train station. I say we slept in a train station. One of us
The
slept
important
in a train station.
person slept.
Well, no, again, the same argument of should you stay at this random guy's house because you were a female. Still are, to my knowledge.
There's an awkward pause then, like I'm transitioning.
You can. You don't make fun of that.
No, I just mean I look like I am, genuinely.
You always dress like that.
Yeah, I suppose.
We slept in the train station. I wrote in our notepad that we were sharing and right in between because we were both emotionally broken at the time to talk.
It was basically therapy.
It was therapy. We paid £4 to go to Frankfurt and have therapy, which helped. Felt great afterwards.
Yeah.
And then we had €5 left.
I mean, if that.
It was minimal. It was minimal.
Change.
So I'm like, I'm going to go smoke, go buy food. Or did I come with you? I think I came with you.
No, I feel like you would have helped me with my choices.
No, I think you stropped. So you got your own way.
I didn't strop.
And you brought onion rings, crisps, not actual onion rings.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't have eaten anyway.
I don't even like onion rings. I don't know why I picked them.
You brought pretzel sticks.
That was at the airport. You can't bring that in.
No, it
yet.
wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't.
It was because I got the golden ticket.
I got a golden ticket.
Hold on, I have to show the 50 cent chocolate.
Is that what it is, chocolate?
Don't know.
You
It looks like a waffle with chocolate in it. I don't know what this is. Cost 50 cent. It looks like a fucking Willy Wonka.
So,
I got a golden ticket.
that was awesome.
Yeah, we just had it all the way to the train station. I mean, the airport. We
did.
Yeah, no,
maybe.
we brought it.
I don't know.
And we had
no one was there.
We had snow in a can.
We had snow in a can.
But like the fact that we were both like thirsty as fuck and just wanted something to give us dehydration and nutrition, and you brought onion rings and salt sticks that gave us a mouth like
Gandhi's flip flop.
Gandhi's flip flop. Good times.
I don't regret my decisions. Ever.
I don't, because the story that came out of it.
Exactly.
And it was in your wedding speech, so it was worth it.
Yeah, it was. That was a good speech.
Oh, shall I read it?
Yes.
Shall I read your wedding speech?
Yeah, not all of it.
I'm reading all of it.
Oh my God, we'll be here forever.
I'm not going to half-ass it.
Okay, yeah. Can I add commentary then?
Oh, dude, yeah, do that.
Yeah, okay.
Was that you prepping?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And also, I don't want to burp because I'm drinking beer and,
Okay, so Charlotte got married last year. I was about to say this year, but we have had a new year. And I was her maid of honour, best dudesman.
Chief Dudes.
Chief Dudes.
With a T on the end. Chief Dudes.
So, this was my wedding speech at Charlotte's wedding. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all the non-conforming genders in between.
Yes. So proud of you for that.
Thank you. Welcome to this beautiful ceremony to mark the matrimonious coming together of two magnificent human beings, Scott and Charlotte. Some of you may know me, some of you may recognise me as that weird dude that pops up in Charlie's photos on the internet from time to time. Yep. But let me introduce myself for everybody else. My name is Sunny. I'm Charlotte's maid of honour. Some of you more astute observers may have noticed that I am in fact a dude, but if you know Charlie, and I'm presuming you do, or you're probably at the wrong wedding, you know that made me laugh.
Imagine if someone just went, oh shit,
my bad.
No, sorry, I should be next door.
You know things weren't exactly going to be conventional. So though it isn't common for the chief bridesman to make a speech, here we are. I should have just done this instead of telling the story because it's all in here now.
Oh yeah, so
I met Charlotte
repeat the whole
in 2009. We had mutual friends, and she worked in a bar where I was playing Pokemon with the barmaids. Got to catch them all.
Oh, dude.
We hung out one day and then spent pretty much every day hanging out for the next 6 months. And literally been best friends ever since then. She's like my little sister, more so in the sense that she's super annoying, constantly overshadows me for attention, and always gets her own way. We bonded over music and alcohol, life in the universe, and everything in between. We were ridiculously alike in so many ways and completely opposites in so many others. Charlotte was always funnier and full of energy. I was, and still am, incredibly good looking. It was because of our different but distinct personalities that we would get into silly fights a lot. Like a few months after we met, we went to Germany.
Oh, here we go.
For the weekend with no real plans. On arrival, we missed our stop because we were too busy talking on the bus and ended up back at the airport. So the second trip back, we find ourselves in Frankfurt and did what any British tourists do when they go abroad, found an Irish bar and got drunk. We ended up staying with some random German dude, hi Mo, that we met on the bus. The second night we slept at the train station because neither of us thought to book a room. By the end of the trip, we were hungry, thirsty, tired and nearly out of money. We had enough between us to make some essential purchases. I trusted Charlotte with our combined funds. She came back with onion ring crisps and salted pretzel sticks, not water or anything of actual sustenance, but food that will leave you with, and I quote, a mouth like Gandhi's flip-flop.
I can still feel it to this day.
Yeah. But we made it back alive and with enough stories and quotes to get us through to our next adventure. That pretty much set the bar for our friendship. Through good and bad, through joy and sorrow, through the dumbest situations we stupidly could get ourselves into, to trying to better the world through positivity. You've always been there to pick me up when I fall and keep me from falling when I'm drunk. You pick me up. I was raised me up, isn't it? Fuck. I keep you from falling when I'm drunk. From drunkenly climbing trees to 3 a.m. singing Taylor Swift, all of the tequila and swing dancing and beach trips and protests and more live talks than actual living. You're positive when I need you to be. Oh, this is an amazing speech.
God, I'm so good. I'm just the best.
And an asshole when my shit needs calling out. You've saved my life 1,000 times. You've made me want to murder you 1,000 more. You're like a ball of energy that illuminates everything that it comes across. It's exhausting.
Oh.
Charlotte and I used to spend hours talking about relationships and people and would always find ourselves trying to find an example of a couple that we would like to emulate. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
That is true. And old people never counted because they're all adorable, mainly due to the fact that they finally stopped arguing about what to have for dinner, which is the cause of 97% of problems.
Oh my God.
It is, right? It literally is.
Except for my answer is always, yep.
Yep.
Do you want food?
Yep. No, but that's not what food you want. Oh, just, whatever you want. What do you want? And suggest that, no, I don't want that.
I'm not that guy.
Okay.
I know what I want.
To be fair, with you, if you're fed, which we'll come to, but we never could really pinpoint that couple. But with Scotty, you absolutely nailed it. Scotty is Mr. Lombardi, if you will.
Mr. Lombardi?
If you will.
Oh, God, I wish he took my surname.
I mean, you took his.
I did.
And kept yours.
On top of mine.
Top of yours.
Nice little sandwich.
And so at this point, I'll gesture to Scotty, and so to Scotty. What a guy. I met Scotty the night Charlotte and he got together. If you haven't gathered by the theme of the rest of the story, we were all pretty drunk. In a very short amount of time, it was very clear that this guy was special. As your relationship grew, so did my love for you. This is to Scotty. This peaked during one of our movie nights, pre-COVID, every Thursday. I'd go around to Scotty and Charlotte's, we'd eat pizza and burnt garlic bread and watch movies.
Burnt?
You burnt it a few times, all right.
Burnt.
And then you changed it once, and I was like, I don't like change.
I don't like it. Go back to the old
The
one.
fact that you messaged me before I came saying I've got different garlic bread
Is
just to
this
warn
okay?
you. It wasn't okay.
No.
I stopped coming after. That was like last movie
You
night.
did? Yeah, it was.
It hasn't
It was
happened
not
since.
COVID. It was the garlic bread.
It was the garlic bread. One night we were watching the movie Warrior, and there was a scene where Tom Hardy's character is cradling his father in the movie played by Nick Nolte.
And it's super emotional.
It really is. He's spooning him and they're slowly rocking backwards and forwards, wrapped in Tom Hardy's arms. And Scotty says, without missing a beat, that's all I want in life.
Not with me. With Tom Hardy.
With Tom Hardy. Well, buddy, that's all I want for you too. And I know she's no Tom Hardy, but I think Charlotte will do a wonderful job of keeping you safe. I've always been aggressively protective over my friends, and especially Charlotte. But since you've been around, I know that I don't have to worry about her anymore. And that's the biggest compliment that I can give you. Honestly, the speech is phenomenal.
Jesus.
I want to thank the bridesmaids. You all look absolutely incredible. I know it's difficult when the maid of honour is, let's be honest, the most beautiful person in the room. Of course, next to you. Signal back to the married couple.
Yeah.
You look magnificent.
I did look magnificent.
Let me finish. Every single head in this room turned when you walked in. And I could see that a lot of them wished they were here with you. And Charlotte, it's great that you made some effort too.
Oh, Jesus. I mean, he did look like Anderson .Paak.
He looked the white Anderson .Paak. Like, he literally looked like the white Anderson .Paak. Fuck, he did, man.
He did.
Like in that
yeah, in the tiny desk.
Tiny desk,
so
yeah,
watch
yeah.
the tiny desk.
I'll put a picture
Anderson
up.
.Paak.
Yeah. And I'll put a picture of Scotty at the wedding.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, same.
But different. It's customary to give advice for the secret to a long and successful marriage. But I'm single and my last serious relationship was with a lesbian. So I'm not sure. Yeah. I'm not sure how much you should go. I'm not sure how much you should be taking advice from me, but here it goes. For Charlotte, pick your battles.
I still don't do that.
Always keep beer in the house.
Well, I mean, that's, yeah.
Remember that a drunk Scotty is like a child who can't find a toilet. It may get messy, but it's all going to end up okay in the end.
Yeah, I think I've become accustomed to that now.
Yeah.
Like, I am the queen of Scotty drunk.
Okay, for Scotty, so you can let me know if he's doing these.
Okay.
It's basically the opposite of the rules to owning a gremlin. Enjoy the sunlight when the weather is good. Dance in the rain when the weather is bad. Be sure to always keep Charlotte fed, even if it is after midnight.
Yeah, always.
Yeah, right.
Always. Honestly, I'm such an asshole
You
if
really
I'm not
are.
fed.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes when you are fed, but
This just makes me think of the Subway conversation.
we'll get into that at some point, I'm sure. You are both absolute couple goals. You are both wonderful parents of the raddest kid in the world, Woody. I love you both, and it has been my honour that of the 7.9 billion people in the world, I get to be your best man-made.
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 You're a man-made.
May you forever fill each other's souls until their judge decides. If you could all raise a glass.
Hey!
Scarlet the Shotty.
And then we had hip-hop karaoke.
We had hip-hop karaoke. It was fucking dope. And then I got
was.
drunk and said to your dad that he's in the mob.
Yeah, which he's not. I mean, I don't know how many times I can say that without it getting weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good speech. It was a really good speech. And I like that it was like our wedding was not like formal. There's not really any formality except for the 3 minutes it took to have the actual wedding part.
Yeah, because even after that, because I was your witness and signed your register, and Woody was just running around, so grabbed him. So it's a bad thing though. There's a photo of me signing your wedding certificate.
Yeah.
Woody sat on me. Yeah.
Yeah, and like we actually took advantage of COVID. Like we used it, if anything, as an excuse
To not have to invite people you don't really like.
invite people and just be like, Jesus, sorry, you can't come.
I'm glad I made the cut.
You did.
And more
it
so.
It was tight, but
In my defence, I went to a funeral and your wedding the same day.
That was like, that touched my soul.
Yeah,
that
like.
And that would have been appreciated. Like I know Amy would have said, you know, she'd have been like, you're not going to your best friend's wedding.
Yeah.
And like, I said exactly the same. Like,
Yeah, no,
literally,
I went to a funeral and then the ceremony and then the wake and then the reception.
What a
The thing is though, because everyone that day was like, oh, like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, like, I don't want this to be my thing. Yeah. Like, I didn't die and it's not my wedding.
No.
Like, I just want to pay my respects to Amy because I've known her since I was like 11.
To Amy.
Yeah, I still get sad about that. She was fucking rad.
I'm not surprised. Like I didn't even know her. I know I've met her.
Yeah, you have met her.
I didn't know her, and so I couldn't say like of the impact. But you can see the impact.
Yeah.
From other people, like not just from you as well. Like I know plenty of people that when it happened.
But you know a brother as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't. We don't even talk. We don't get on. We've got political beliefs that are complete polar opposites, and we've had like, you know, those standard Facebook arguments, and like we're not even friends on Facebook or anything. But when I heard that happened, all I wanted to do was reach out to him and just be like, dude, we might have our differences, but and it was huge because she impacted so many people's lives. But I know as well she would have been like, dude, go have fun.
Oh, she'd have found it hilarious.
Like, yeah, she would have. Like from the stories I've heard about it, she'd have just been like, ha, you had to come here too.
Yeah. I mean, the only like benefit to it was I didn't have to have an outfit change. Like it wasn't like I was going to one thing and then had to like silver lining if there was one. But it was a really good wedding. There was a fight.
Oh God. There's always a fight. It didn't actually impact it at all though. Like, you know, sometimes you hear like people say like I don't talk in absolute about certain things, and that's about like, you know, when people say like, oh, you've ruined my weekend. That's one thing I hate, because the weekend is a number of days.
Yeah.
Like a 3 seconds in your weekend, like conversation or argument or whatever, can't ruin it. Like it can't, because if you don't do anything to change it, or to improve
if you become
it,
a victim of your circumstance,
like that's your problem. So I think it's one of those, isn't it?
I think I do feel bad though, because I fully wanted to.
Oh my God, I could have killed you. You weren't even in the fight.
I wasn't in the fight, but I was trying to be.
Oh my God. And then I'm doing that really embarrassing girl thing, you know, of like walking out.
Yeah,
like,
but like
come on,
in your wedding dress, no less.
In
and
my
like,
wedding
dude,
dress.
can you not at my wedding? I'm just making sure everything's all right. I wanted to headbutt someone.
You wanted to headbutt
I
someone.
really did want to headbutt someone. But the thing at the time, it was my drunk rationale of like, this is my best friend's wedding. How dare you?
Yeah.
And the logical thing to do that would be like, get them off the premises, which they were.
They were already.
They were outside the house.
Did you know that they were actually outside someone I know's house?
Sarah, yeah? Yeah, because we found out on Sam's birthday, we went to Birmingham.
Yeah, and she was like...
Oh, that was... Yeah.
So her husband was stood... Sarah's awesome, by the way. Hi, Sarah, if you're watching. If you got this far. So her husband was stood at the window going, I think we might need to call the police. So this is not verbatim, this is my memory, so anything could have happened. But her husband said, should we call the police? It looks like it's getting a bit serious. Sarah came to the window, looked and said, there's people in shirts, it might be Lombardi's wedding, and then saw Sonny and went, yep, it's fine. It's Lombardi's wedding. It's fine. Let's just go sit down.
Yeah, no, because I kept sneaking away as well. Because I was like, fine, I'll come in. And she led me inside to the house. And then obviously it's your wedding, so you've got like loads of shit to do and people to talk to. So as soon as your back was turned, I was like, I'm just going to go out front.
Yeah,
again.
but then I had to keep going, oh, for God's sake.
I think 3 times I went out front.
My kid was in bed. You know what? Like, my parenting responsibilities should have ceased at like 8 o'clock when he was gone. But no,
Look,
double.
I seldom need parenting when I'm drunk.
Yeah. Well, that's what you think.
Yeah, to be fair, when I'm drunk, I probably don't. Like, I'm not aware of it.
No, you're not.
Okay, there was definitely there was conviction and trauma in that sentence.
No.
So.
Yeah, I've suddenly had a few flashbacks. Then I couldn't tell you what they actually were, but it was a lot of "Come on, Sonny, just leave."
I don't
it.
think I had a "I'm going to die alone" breakdown at your wedding, though, did I?
No, that came later.
Oh, that come after.
Yeah,
It does come.
Later. Yeah.
The statement.
I just wanted to like build the tension again,
Yeah,
so I thought I'd
nailed it.
I did. Have you ever listened to Sean Keaveney on Six Music? I feel like he's my radio muse.
Okay.
So he does dead air on purpose.
Oh, okay.
So he'll finish a song and then it'll just be ha. And that's how it ends.
The thing is, if you're watching, it's fine. But if you're listening, it's
Oh
like,
God,
has
yeah.
this stopped playing?
Yeah. Is this Spotify not working again? Is my internet buffering?
Oh, yeah, buffering. Yeah. So since then, that was 13 years ago,
Yeah.
and more of the same.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
Well, I always come back to the one of my favourite memories. It's just do you ever have that friend where as soon as you see that there's something that they're not enjoying in public, you keep going and you just keep doing it as much as you possibly can to, like, I don't know, embarrass them, whatever's happening. But it was the Subway incident.
We went to Subway to get sandwiches because that's what you do at Subway. And this was when the first Guardians of the Galaxy film had come out.
Oh God. Hey, hey.
Which is a great film.
Amazing film.
And we went to get Subway. We were sat inside on a tiny little table eating our sandwiches. And when we were ordering, they did a tote bag, like a Guardians of the Galaxy tote bag. And Charlotte was like, can I get one of those? And the guy was like, no, it's for kids. And you were like, yeah, but I want one.
I want one.
And he was like, no, I'm sorry, you can't have one. And then you had a hissy fit.
No, right. Hear me out. Right. So, this is my logic. So, I'm going to put it out there. I've got ADHD, so my logic doesn't always
Which we didn't know then.
suit the narrative. We didn't know it then, but now it all makes a lot more sense.
It does make a lot more sense.
So, my logic was, I've just bought a sandwich for £3.85. The kids' meal is £2.65.
So you paid more.
So I paid more. Just give me the fucking bag.
I mean, at that point, if that was me, I'd fucking work in a sandwich shop, bro. Just take the fucking
You're
bag.
working in Subway. It's not your bag.
Yeah.
You didn't make it. You didn't handcraft it.
And stop calling yourself a fucking sandwich artist.
Right, you're not a sandwich artist.
I'm sorry, you're not.
But I do love your
Yeah, dude.
Pizzola.
Your pizziolas
Woo!
are tight.
I do hate it though when they're like, what do you want on it? And you tell them and then they load it like as if they just hate the world. So it's like,
Do you ever have, like, when you order a pizziola, that you have to tell them what's on there? Because so many
Yeah.
places you go to, like, I don't know what a pizziola is, and it's like 4 slices of cheese, 6 pepperoni.
wait, 4 slices of
If
cheese.
you're
Are
going
you having
Yeah, foot long.
Jesus?
I'm 6'3". Right.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot of sandwich.
But
Do you
then-
save some?
I aim to.
No, that's a no.
I eat half and then go, oh,
Oh,
there's another half there.
yeah.
Let's destroy that too. And then like a third through that one, or like no, half through that one. I'm like, I should have saved it. I've eaten too much sandwich here. But no, so then a mother with her child, who's about 5-6 years old,
He was older than that.
comes in and orders a Subway. And he's like, oh, can I get a bag? And the guy's like, of course you can, little guy. And he gives him a bag. And you verbally, I've never been, 13 years of friendship, and we've been through some ridiculous circumstances. I've never been embarrassed to be with you as much as I was that day.
I'm not embarrassed.
You kicked the fuck off.
Yeah,
He doesn't
but-
even know what Guardians is. He would appreciate that out loud for the mothers to hear.
What you've got to understand though, like, you know me, you know that the whole reason that was happening was because it was causing a scene, and because it was. In my
the
head,
more I was getting agitated, the harder you went.
In my head, it was the funniest situation I could possibly be in, and I wasn't being serious. Like, I feel like I had a smile on my face.
You didn't. Had the vein in her head was like throbbing.
I still wish I had that bag though. Did you say that you found one? And
so
it
I
was
found
bullshit?
one. No, yeah, I found one I was going to buy it for your wedding present.
Why didn't you?
It was bullshit. It was like £25 on eBay, and honestly, it's the shittest bag in the world.
And he wouldn't accept my £3.65.
And I honestly think if I'd given it you, it'd been 12 years at that point. You'd been like, really? This is the thing I kicked off over, or just to save face, you'd been like, yes,
finally, fuck you,
it's
kid.
better than I remember it being.
Imagine if the mom of that kid, like, if she remembered it and then she hears this, like, that would be great.
Yeah,
I hope she
would
contact us.
If she's just gone round,
Give me the bag.
that kid's got trauma.
Give me the bag.
Anytime you want to give away, it's like, no, someone might shout at me.
No, I don't want to. He goes into McDonald's and he's like, please don't give me the Happy
I don't want to have a
the
meal.
toy.
Don't bring me the toy. Yeah. I thought you were going to say the Khal Drogo thing.
What Khal Drogo?
The fact that every time I went out,
Ah!
anywhere, ever, just random people walking past, look, I'm getting drunk with Khal Drogo.
Okay.
And
In
that
my
only
defense-
stopped. We were in Iceland and I had to literally tell you off for it.
Do you know what? This isn't fair.
Is it wrong though?
We're going to address something here.
Okay.
This isn't fair.
Why isn't it
like,
fair?
Why? I'm like, everyone calls him Khal Drogo.
No. Yeah, okay.
And you have a joke with people, but if I say it,
No.
no.
People I know don't say it. And if they do, they say it once or twice in joke.
Okay, yeah, I do say it quite a lot.
Only the person does it. If ever me and Em go out, she'll just be like, "Have you met Aquaman?" To random people.
I love you, Em.
And like, honestly, like, it's just, and you two are the only people who have done it. Like, but you did it incessantly.
But
and the
it's
thing
funny.
is, the more annoyed I got. But fair play to you.
That's
when
my problem.
we had to have a conversation in Iceland because it was getting excessive.
And I did stop.
Iceland,
And it still,
you did, yeah.
to this day, takes a lot
I know.
for me to hold it in.
I appreciate genuinely the fact that you make the effort not to.
I mean, I try to be a good person, but I do think that is maybe one of the only circumstances in my life where I've put someone else's feelings before my own. I'm just like, oh, okay, I won't call you Khal Drogo. I am in Iceland, and you have basically funded the whole holiday. So
No, I mean, I only give you accommodation.
you gave us free accommodation, which was hilarious because we had to sneak in and out of that.
Oh, yeah, so the
accommodation.
owner didn't know.
The owner didn't know. So
You
we
were
were like
there.
out in the rain, just like shit. But we weren't. He didn't kick us out. It wasn't weird. But
And free food.
like free food. Because you worked at the place.
Oh, yeah,
got
free.
us like free excursions.
Oh, yeah, I did. I'm
So things
fucking
that would have cost
amazing.
so much money.
Honestly.
All right, Jesus.
If you notice in one thing with this friendship, is that I give and she takes. I'm joking. No, I genuinely have.
No, but that is true.
No. Like, honestly, I think by now I'd be a way worse human being without you.
What do I give other than advice that you don't
It's
follow?
not advice. It's judgment that is very necessary.
Judgment.
I still remember that
Oh.
time we were in Bonds in the beer garden. I'm not going to bring up what the conversation was,
Shit.
but we had an audience as well. There's a fair few of us out, and she told me off for being promiscuous.
It needed to be said, shit.
It
like,
did need
surely?
to be said.
Surely.
I retired
I've
after
had
that.
half a beer, and I'm like,
Surely. It surely needed to be said.
I don't drink much. Except for a whole bottle of rum during Christmas. So
It's Christmas, it doesn't count.
it doesn't count, but now it's gone. So I know.
Oh,
Why
he's
is
still
the rum
drinking it.
gone?
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Why is it gone?
I don't drink that much anymore. He says, drinking a beer. No, I generally don't, like as much as I used to.
Is that because
It's because of lockdown. Lockdown stopped me drinking as much, and I just
Okay.
never really. And work.
Yeah. I think like so many people say to me like being a mom drove me to drink and I need a glass of wine to chill out at the end, and I'm like, dude, if I have one glass of wine I'm gonna have like the headache of all headaches.
Just do
the
me a
next
favour.
day.
Never ever do that thing. Can you talk to the microphone also?
No. Is that enough? Is
Yeah.
that good?
That's good.
Okay.
There's also on Halloween I dressed up and a girl commented on it saying that looks rad. I was like, cool, thanks. I was like, what are you going as? And she's like, a tired mom. You know what I mean? Like, don't let being a mom become your personality.
Okay, number one, I have forever been tired. there's not been a point in my life where I've not been tired. So
Really
being a
have.
mom has not. All right, see.
Tell me to get closer to the mic.
No, but do, because I'm really loud otherwise, and
I'm
you're
over
over.
here. Okay, but no, I have eternally been tired forever.
Yeah.
And again, bringing up the whole ADHD thing again, I did find out that was a standard.
Oh, is it actually a part of that?
Yeah, it's like an attribute. It's because your brain is just going constantly.
Nice.
Good noise, isn't
That was
it?
that,
I've
yeah.
practiced that. I haven't. That's the first time I've done that noise. It was great.
And you nailed it.
Yeah, I did. But part of it is just being tired all the time.
What is ADHD? I don't know that much about it.
So
I did research it a bit when she said it because I was trying to be a better friend.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll learn.
There's a lot to learn though, isn't there?
That's where I stopped.
Yeah, there's a lot to uncover. There's a lot to unpack. I think it's different for everyone as well. So the general consensus for ADHD had always been it's naughty boys.
Is it attention deficit?
Hyperactivity disorder.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you've met me, that probably rings true for a lot of things. But it's got so many like facets to it. So there's a lot about undiagnosed, like no diagnosis for women.
Right.
So through the years, like, so I was 33 when I was diagnosed.
How did you get diagnosed?
I went through Psychiatry UK. So one of my friends had been looking into it for whatever reason. She'd researched it, saw that it was like applicable to her. Went through Psychiatry UK, and there's a thing called the right to choose. Right. Which basically is a pathway. It's outside of the NHS, but they utilise the NHS.
Do you have to pay for it then?
No.
No.
Okay. So what you have to do is get permission from your doctor for Psychiatry UK to assess you via the NHS, which makes it free.
And how do they assess you?
We did it on a Zoom, obviously, because of COVID.
Yeah.
And I was terrified. It was such a terrifying experience, like waiting, which I've now discovered is also a thing. Yeah. But I knew what time it was going to be. I was absolutely shitting myself, and it was like imposter syndrome was like pounding. I thought, I've obviously not got ADHD. I'm just a knobhead. I'm just weird. I'm just like, no, this is not it. Like,
I'm just a knobhead.
Which is true.
ADHD? No, I'm just a knobhead.
Yeah, I'm just a knobhead.
Same
which
thing.
is also true.
Yeah. So it's the same symptoms.
ADHD and asshole. So I had the assessment. You fill out like a form prior to it, which tells them whether they want you to assess you further, which is like a sheet that scores you on levels of ADHD or whatever. And obviously my levels were like enough to get me to this interview stage.
Do you have different stages of it then? Different like levels of intensity of ADHD?
Yeah, so it's the same as, and it's on a spectrum in the same way that autism and Asperger's in. So it's not on the same spectrum, but a lot of people that have ADHD also have symptoms of autism or Asperger's, which I've recently discovered I have.
Have you?
Yeah. So which has actually brought a lot of comfort.
I feel like a shit friend for never having this conversation with you before.
No, but we're having it now, so it's like
That's
a good
fair.
time to have it because like.
And I asked, so it's fine.
I can actually tell you in a more succinct way.
And we're helping other people who don't know.
Other people.
That's what we're here for.
So I'm not really good at retaining information. So mine comes from a very insular place.
Okay.
So it's all to do with my experience of it. So just because what I go through doesn't mean that if you don't have those experiences,
doesn't mean you don't have it. Yeah.
But I found so many people contacting me saying everything you share, I feel like I
can relate to that.
Yeah. And my general response is, if you feel like you can relate to this enough, the possibility is that you are at least on the spectrum somewhere. And people do say everyone's on the spectrum, but they're not. There's neurotypical people that don't feel the same way about things.
When I was researching it,
just
genuinely was just to educate myself. But my best friend's got this. I'm gonna read up a bit about it.
Yeah,
there was nothing in there that was kind of like, oh, that's me. Like nothing.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like some people, imposter syndrome is a huge part of it.
Yeah,
especially for girls, or not just girls, but it tends to be girls that are diagnosed really late. But also guys if they've not been diagnosed. Like things. So the things that apply to me are, I'm accident prone. So I've not really got a good sense of like spatial awareness.
So I'm like that, but I always think it's because I'm a 6'3" person.
I mean that helps.
We're all built for 5'8" people.
Yeah, that definitely contributes to the thing. But like I'll have bruises everywhere.
Yeah,
and I'll walk through. I'll just try and walk through everything.
I've seen you.
See me in action.
Yeah,
my name is Godzilla. Other things are like hyperfocus is also a thing that people don't think it is. So because ADHD is attention deficit, people assume that you can't concentrate on anything, but you do hyperfocus on things. So like my cookie business, when I got that in my head, it was like, this is all it
that
is.
Business was phenomenal.
And it was so good.
It was the dopest fucking business.
Good.
So during lockdown 1, Charlotte decided to make cookies for everyone and sell them. And I think I brought 90% of them.
Yeah,
so I was
did.
just like, that shit slaps.
Yeah, it did slap, man. I mean, yeah, I ate a lot of those cookies. There's loads of things to it. Like, so if I have caffeine, it doesn't really do anything. So
because you're already there.
Yeah, I'm already there. I'm already at that point. It makes me sleepy, if anything.
Oh, right, okay.
Like, so I always have decaf. But like now that I'm thinking about it again, because I've got it, I really struggle to explain like my
how it affects you
plight with it, because I don't want to identify the whole of my personality based on that, but it is such a big factor.
Yeah, it's kind of, well, I guess it's kind of like not being on autopilot, but it's definitely governing your movement to a degree.
Yeah, definitely. And it's like it impacts relationships. So because a lot of it is to do with like novelty, it's basically due to like a lack of dopamine.
Yeah.
So you're constantly searching for like your next dopamine hit, which is why it's also attributed to eating disorders, because it's to do with like, I need dopamine. How can I get that? I can get that through food. So and then it sort of cycles, and that's where a lack of diagnosis is really difficult as well.
How's it helped you since you've been diagnosed?
It's helped me hugely because it's given me like my main thing was the eating disorder. Yeah. So for me, the reason I couldn't ever get out of it was I couldn't find a trigger point. Everything kept telling me that there should be a trigger point, that there should be something that made you do this, blah, blah, blah. So I was always looking for it, and I could like attribute stuff to it, but it never explained things enough for me. Yeah. Until I had the conversation with the psychiatrist, and I mentioned it to him, and he said, well, that's attributed to ADHD. And it was literally, I probably shouldn't have said this to a professional. I went, fuck off. And I think that's when you ticked ADHD. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't say that if you didn't. But it was like a light bulb moment. Yeah. But saying that, it wasn't the only thing. Like, I spoke to Ruth. Yeah. And she did some incredible work, like sort of it's not hypnotherapy, is it? But it's like guided therapy.
Changed my life.
Yeah, hugely.
Like, genuinely, she's a witch.
Hugely, yeah, absolutely.
I do want to do a podcast with Ruth. We talked about it before. I've known Ruth since I was 4 years old.
She's a dreamboat.
She's a witch. But she's a licensed, proper, full, legit. Yep. Like, I'm saying that because I'm associated with her, so I have to kind of raise the credibility back up. Yeah. And she's incredible. She's amazing. Like, I never would have believed in hypnotherapy until I had it. And after that, I was like, everyone should get it.
Well, whenever I've been in situations in my life, because ADHD gets treated in women particularly as depression and anxiety. Okay. So you get given medications that are assigned to those things. But so they don't work because it's not the reason. It's not the problem. So I'd been to like therapists, not a lot, but like my mom had gone, maybe you should go and speak to someone, and I'd go and speak to someone and it'd be bullshit, and I'd be able to just mask it and just sit there and be like, yeah, I'm fine, like, which I am. I'm fine, really, fajitas. But they wouldn't really do anything because I was able to mask so well. And like the reason that I am how I am, I'll never tell. That's basically me inside. I'll never tell. Just covered up. But I think the reason that I've got to where I am in my life is because I managed to put a load of management tactics into it. Because there was a point in my life where I turned and was like, I can be like this forever, forgetting everything, being late for everything, not being able to like manage my own life, my own workload, anything. Or I can try and put a few little things in place and in practice.
Was this before you got diagnosed?
This was before I got diagnosed. So by the time I got diagnosed, he was like, you've done really well to manage it, to manage everything that you do. And
you do a lot.
Don't. Like, I know that. I've got a calendar on my phone and I'm like
we've had conversations about you with friends. Be like, bitch needs to slow down. Yeah. Because you're going to burn out.
And I do. Like, there's a, Jenk's got a tattoo, like a flash sheet, and there's like a candle with burning ends. I'm like, that's for me.
Yeah. Like, I've had the conversation with you as well before. I'll come round and like see Woody and hang out and be like, I'm doing this today and this. Like, I always feel bad for Scott, the husband.
Just gets dragged along to everything.
He just sits there, like, every once in a while he'll put his hand up to talk, because when we do talk, it's...
Don't know if you've noticed.
Yeah, it probably helps now because you can hear yourself talking. Yeah. So I know not to interrupt you as much, and also know to speak slower, because when we do talk, the two of us, out in regular world.
Yeah. I think, well, that's why we haven't spoke about, like, ADHD in depth.
Yeah.
Because we get thrown off on a different subject and we can't hear each other because we're just like, I'm thinking about something else right now. I'm thinking about something else. But yeah, I think that if anyone wants to do it, I would say go to the website for the Psychiatry UK, and it tells you everything you need to do. But now the waiting list is way longer because so many people have realised it's an option.
Is it something that you have to kind of remind yourself of now, though? If something happens or you're having a day, you're having a moment, it's like, oh, it's okay, it's because of that.
I think it's way more present, like at all times now. So that's what I mean. So you
immediately go, okay, no, it's because of this.
Yeah. So I know now. It's given me a lot of more management. So if I'm being a certain way and I know it, but I know it's because of how my brain operates, which isn't the same as everyone else's, I'll take myself out of the situation.
Okay.
Whereas before, I'd end up sitting there
fighting your way through it.
Oh my God, this is difficult. This is hard work. Whereas now I'll just be like, I'm just going to step in here for a second. And I'll go like for 2 minutes and then I'm fine.
Which is healthy anyway. I do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really argue with many people. Me and my mum argue still because I think you do with parents.
Yeah.
Because you spent your formative years conversing at a volume which isn't healthy.
Yeah. And
you do kind of like get brought back to that childlike thing when you're arguing with a parent.
It's difficult for your parental relationship to evolve if you're always together or if you're always like in the same place, because you're stuck in the same
me and my
mum
get on best when I'm on the other side of the world.
Yeah.
Like genuinely, whenever I've travelled, we get on. Like I miss my mum when I'm away.
I remember you saying. I actually remember you texting me saying I miss my mum.
When I came back from Brazil, I always tell people, like, because you picked me up from when I went around Europe.
Oh my God, yeah. And I had the note.
Yeah. And I just ran towards each other and everyone was like, oh, that's weird. I was really happy.
Happier than you guys.
Yeah. But when I got back from Brazil, I didn't tell anyone else coming home, I don't think. No, I think I did, but I didn't tell my mum. I made sure people didn't tell my mum because I wanted her to be the first person.
Yeah.
And immediately I was just like, it was like really like nice to see her. And straight away she's like, have you eaten? Like, I haven't seen you in 6 months. Like, presume I've had a snack in between. But no, and then like after half an hour I was like, oh yeah, we don't get along.
Yeah.
I'll go again.
I think it's all, you're always learning though, aren't you? And I think the benefit of me having a diagnosis is it's not blame. And I think some people think that's I'm just going, oh, I've got ADHD, that's why I'm like that. I'm not saying it's not an excuse, but it is a reason.
Yeah, which is a huge difference.
There's a massive difference.
There is,
because I'm not going, I've got ADHD, be nice.
Yeah.
I'm going, I've got ADHD.
No, because I always
fucking sorry.
In relationships, you'll find, especially when people have disagreements and stuff like that, and you say something, so I don't want an excuse. It's not an excuse; it's a reason. I'm not excusing my behaviour, but this is why it happened. I'll still hold myself accountable.
Yeah, I'm still sorry.
Yeah, like
hugely sorry.
But this
also,
is these are the circumstances that led to you being angry at me right now.
Yeah, and I think that's it. It's like having that acknowledgement, because I've always said to all of my friends, there's something wrong with me, but I don't know what it is. And having that as like your baseline is a little bit shit. Like, so now to be like, this makes sense to me now. And having a network as well, like on Instagram, it's huge.
Oh, really?
It's absolutely huge. And TikTok. So the community is massive. And I think it's important to make sure that you only take from it what you find applicable to yourself.
Yeah,
there's
don't try and...
There's a lot of things in ADHD. Yeah,
don't pick all...
I do all of these things.
Yeah.
There's loads of things I don't do that, like, I'm quite confident.
But do you think that's a trait of yours to not...
I think that's a trait of my personality with ADHD.
But what I mean is to know that's not mine, whereas there are people who will go, I must be all of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think so.
I think with you have enough self-awareness in yourself to go, well, I know that doesn't apply to me.
Yeah.
Whereas other people who might not, might just be like, I'm all encompassed by this.
I think so,
and
maybe.
almost kind of like take on that part, which wasn't there before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. Like, see something and think, oh, I think I might do that. And then start doing that. Yeah, maybe. I think there are some things that I've become more aware of. And sometimes I find myself like, am I doing this because I know that's a part of it? Yeah. But then I think having that self-awareness is important anyway.
Has it changed you behaviourally day to day?
Yeah. Like having a diagnosis? Yeah, hugely. Like, so I think it's made me, well, I don't know whether it's Woody that's made me more patient.
Because it came around the same time.
Yeah. So I got diagnosed, I had Woody in June 2020 and then I was diagnosed in February 2021.
So yeah, like 7-8 months in between.
Yeah. So, but he's impacted me hugely, and there's a lot of things that are difficult about babies when you've got ADHD that I didn't know until afterwards, which is sensitivity to sound, like high-pitched sounds. Yeah. Like same with light, I always wear sunglasses everywhere, and people always go, why are you wearing sunglasses? It's not sunny. And I'm like, no, but it's daytime and it hurts. Yeah. Right? So like the same thing is with the sensitivity to certain noises. Like I cannot stand, even like trying to describe this right now is difficult, but I can't stand the noise of like metal on metal, and it's making my teeth hurt now. Like I hate it. I need to get like wooden shit for everything. Like everywhere. I was scraping like cereal at the bottom of my bowl, and I was like, get it off. But so babies make a lot of high pitched noise to get your attention when they need feeding or whatever. And there was a
And
point.
you're like, that fucking kid.
I was like, I imagine slack. But there'd be a point in my head where I thought, oh, that hurt. That's actually physically hurting me. Like I could feel it.
Yeah.
So having a diagnosis was like, right, I understand now that's.
That's what I'm like with orange.
So he's got ADHD for oranges.
I've got ADHD for oranges. They make
Yeah.
me angry. The scent, the smell, the taste.
Yeah, I mean, you made me want some orange squash. Who loves orange soda? Girl loves orange
true?
soda. Uh-huh.
No. Oranges are the devil. They are the devil.
Well,
But sorry, you were saying.
I don't know what I was saying because I've got ADHD. Sorry, guys. This is not going to be linear.
It's not. It doesn't need to be. We can chop it up. We won't. It's a single
Don't
take.
chop anything.
It's a single take.
It is a single take, especially when I go to the toilet and he's stuck here on his own for like 5 minutes.
It happens. It does happen. But a bladder of like an elephant. I'm presuming elephants don't pee a lot because they're large sized. Right, logically.
Wow. I've never actually thought about how much an elephant pees.
We knew.
But
Have you thought about how much other animals pee though?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Like guinea pigs.
Like cats because they keep peeing on the sofa.
Oh,
But
yeah.
not my sofa. My in-laws. Like that's any better. Sorry.
But surely
Sorry, Dave.
you should have been like, my sofa, not my in-laws.
Yeah, it should have been that way.
It should have
Sorry.
been that way.
Sorry, guys. I love you. I'll buy you a new sofa. I won't buy you a new sofa. What were we saying? Oh, right. Elephants. But surely an elephant might pee more because it's intaking more water.
That's true, but also it's shooting into its mouth like its trunk. I
Just-
don't know what the aim's like. There's going to be a lot of mist
Spray.
water there. Yeah, there
A
would
lot
be.
of spray.
Like, you wouldn't give an elephant a bottle of Chardonnay, like an expensive one.
I might now.
No, because like, you'd have to pour it in a bucket first. You can't give him glass. That's just dangerous. He's going to cut himself on it.
No,
So you have to pour the Chardonnay into the bucket, let it breathe because you're meant to be wine.
no. They deserve the bottle. They
Well-
deserve that curvature. They're not going to break it.
So
They're
give
intelligent
okay,
animals.
well, at least do one of those plastic ones.
No, plastic is bad for the environment.
Fuck, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Although, on that note, though, I do think that I have thought about this today, which is why I'm bringing it up. But the whole thing with like plastic straws and stuff, doesn't that just exclude disabled people?
Yeah.
Like
There was a big argument about that.
there's a lot of things about like I don't think people think about it, and I don't think so. There's a difference between being ableist intently and maliciously, and being ableist because you just don't think about it.
Yeah, if it doesn't
Like,
impact your life.
Yeah, and people take what's the word I'm trying to think? Like take offence to you calling them ableist, and like no, I don't hate disabled people. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Just not thinking about
Yeah,
them.
which I don't.
Which is
'Cause it doesn't affect my life.
Yeah. Whereas it probably affects my life more because my sister's
Yeah.
disabled. So I like if she was to have a paper straw, it would be absolutely useless to her because
Yeah.
it would just disintegrate.
Yeah.
Like I think people need to think, yeah, there's an impact on the planet. Like absolutely. But there's sometimes it's only a plastic straw that's going to help
I
a
mean,
person.
The thing is, my argument is always going to be Amazon. It's like when you've got companies like, and
Yeah.
not just them, Apple, like Samsung, any
Yeah.
major fucking corporate who produces so much fucking shit into the environment.
Right.
Let's just look at those people first.
So how are
Like-
you offsetting your carbon?
Yeah, like if Jeff Bezos can fly to space on a cock rocket,
Yeah. Well,
but I've got to use a fucking paper straw at McDonald's now.
I need some more information on Leonardo DiCaprio because I love him.
He won didn't he get a Nobel Peace Prize recently?
Yeah, so he's really conscious about
It's because he wants all his girlfriends to he wants to leave a better world for his girlfriends who are like 18 years
and
old.
fair play. I'm too old to be one of his girlfriends.
You are
but
too old for
fair
one of us.
play.
Did you see after Don't Look Up came up, there was like a big thing about the fact that they actually showed him have a partner who was like resembling his age.
Really?
Yeah, it was like the first time in the film since he was a kid.
No way.
Because if you think about it, like he's always, even when he did Wolf of Wall Street, like Margot Robbie's way younger than him.
I suppose. Oh yeah, but in
And in real life, he's dating like 7, 18-year-old models all the time.
Yeah.
And the 19th birthday, he brings in a new one who has the 18th birthday the same day.
oh,
That's a real thing. I didn't make that up. It's not a real thing.
Not a real
Don't
thing.
sue me.
that's not real.
I got no money.
I had no part in this conversation. In Inception, Marianne Cotillard. Oh,
Oh,
dream,
no,
absolute dreamboat.
just because of fucking Dark Knight Returns.
What?
No, Dark Knight Rises. She's in that, isn't she?
Oh no, I've bought up Dark Knight Rises. This was a mistake.
We'll save that for another podcast.
That was a mistake that I've made.
Sorry, go on. Marianne Cotrard.
Thank you. I like that you tell me the thing that I was talking
fine.
about, because otherwise I'm just going,
Oh no, Dark Knight Rises.
Where were we?
yeah, she's a dreamboat, and I think she was about the same age as he would have been in
Oh, okay,
Inception. But I'm really shit at ages.
Yeah,
Like,
I am.
before I had a kid, I couldn't have told you what an 18-year-old kid
So
looked
my
like.
niece,
We're
like, my niece
I don't know,
is,
you're about 3, aren't you?
like
Shouldn't you have a job
2.
by now?
She's 2, right?
She's 2.
Yeah. Well, she's 2 in a month and a bit.
2 in a month and a bit. 2
Yeah.
in a month and a bit.
She's like 26 months old next week.
26 years old.
Oh, 26
She's
months
got a
old.
job.
She's got a job. She's got a mortgage.
Don't get a mortgage, it's a trap.
Growing up's a trap.
It is a trap.
Old-
I have a mortgage.
I'm getting to that point now where of old age where like my back hurts now and I know because I slept funny on it.
I think my back's always
When
hurt.
sleeping injures you, you know you're old.
I went roller skating and I couldn't do it properly because my knees hurt because it was slightly colder than usual. I'm like, oh, why didn't I take up crocheting? That's a lot less damaging.
Yeah, the same with rock climbing always just fucks up my joints.
What's wrong with us?
We need to go again. You were good at rock climbing. Okay, that's not.
Lift my own body weight.
You were good. Like genuinely, you were good.
I don't remember being good.
You were good.
I remember clinging for dear life and
That
my
happened too.
fingernails hurting.
But once, wow, well, stop climbing on your fucking fingernails then. Sorry.
What else am I supposed to do?
Your hands.
They're soft
You
like babies' bum cheeks. These can't grip on anything.
I was about to ask, why do you know how soft babies' bum cheeks are? And then
Change a bum.
that's why.
That's why.
I've never changed a butt.
Have you not?
No.
No. It's
If my
fine.
niece shits, I'm just like, give it to my sister. I'm like, this is a you problem.
Yeah.
When she's clean and smells good again, give it back to me.
Do you know what? That's not cool.
No,
You shouldn't do that.
no, if it was my kid, then
No, you still
I'll
shouldn't
deal
do
with the
that.
shit.
She's your family.
I don't care.
Change her butt, man.
No, I'm changing a
Change
butt. I'm changing a butt.
Change your butt.
I'm changing a
Why?
butt. Because I don't want to. I don't want to have to deal with someone else's shit. If I get married and they get really old and start shitting themselves all the time, I'll take that hit.
Oh, well, here's the romance, guys.
That's a romance.
If you want someone to change your shitty nappy,
Line up whoever wants to marry
here he
me.
is.
Yeah, no, in that
But
circumstance.
there's nothing
Or if I
wrong
had
with
a
it.
kid.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, cool. But
That
like,
you do.
have you ever changed a baby's butt before?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Do
How
you know
many?
what? Because I'm a woman. Jesus. See, do you know what?
Do you just go around changing babies all the time?
it's
Is
like,
that a
do you
thing
want
that
me to
women do?
I'll do it. It's because I don't care. Like,
do.
is this ADHD or is this just me?
I do wonder how many women who haven't got kids have changed shitty butts.
Yeah, me. I just don't care.
Your shitty butt.
My own shit, but no, not done that. That's weird. I haven't shit myself.
You don't shit yourself. That's
Not
good
for
to
a
know.
while.
It's good to know
Not
that
for a
when you're sat
while.
there,
Yeah,
you're like, I could just go.
I could. I do really need a wee, but no, not that one. But I have, because I'm a girl and it's expected, in the same way that people are like, dudes will leave the table.
No, dude, if I was a girl and someone was like, can you clean the shitty ass because you're a girl, that's what you
You
do,
would.
I'd be like, no.
Yeah, but you know what? You'd be like, no, because you're a man.
I can't argue that because I am, ultimately.
Because I am one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, one thing I have noticed about being a mom is it is like the world is skewed towards that old, like the old rhetoric of, and not so much, but it's. I do just notice it a lot more, and more in the commentary.
Right,
that's
what
just,
rhetoric?
like the woman does most of the baby
okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
So like Scotty does loads. So
Yeah.
it's not that, it's more the conversational side of it. So like it's just built into people's.
I do remember when you were pregnant and you were getting a lot of unsolicited advice.
Oh God, could I have been more annoyed about that?
And I don't think Scott got any.
No.
Like
Not
no
really.
one's messaging Scott going like, oh, if like this happens, then do this, or if
Yeah.
this happens, then do this.
Which I understand comes from a good place. Like
Does
that's-
it?
I think, yeah, and I do think people also want to relive what they've done and what they've been through
Okay,
and
that's
like
fair.
their experience, which I think is fine. I try like my absolute best not to give advice at all because of my experience with
Yeah.
it. I'll say to someone, if you do need anything
I'm
or
here.
you've got questions to ask,
Yeah.
ask me, but I'm not going to offer it you.
Yeah.
I'll make a point of saying
That's
that.
the right attitude to have. I'm
Just-
available if you need it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to like
Because-
throw shit down your face that you might not.
Well, with everything else, I'm just like, do this, do that, do this, that.
Yeah.
No, like just you're gonna learn your own way because it's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
And you've got your own journey, your own baby that's completely different.
If I look after my niece for an hour, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to break her.
Yeah, totally.
Cause some kind of trauma.
Yeah, help someone
Yeah.
help.
If she ends up with a pole, it's my fault.
Yeah, but like I think
It
the
won't
one
be.
thing
And you won't end up with
it
a pole.
is, the one that I found the most difficult was the I can't remember what it is now. That's how difficult it was. It's gone out of my brain. What am I talking about? Hold on.
Parenting.
Have a drink. Yeah, parenting. Oh, so the whole thing of when I'm out doing something else that doesn't involve
Like this.
either shopping or, you know, like something that's not
Something-
a normal task that you have to do as an adult. Who's looking after the baby?
Yeah.
I'm like, his dad. And like, oh, is he babysitting? I'm like, no, he's parenting.
Yeah.
But it's such a...
Yeah, I hate that when guys
Oh my
like
God.
I've had friends who've said, "Oh, you coming out tonight?" They're like, "No, I'm babysitting." Like, oh, who are you babysitting? Oh, my kids. So you're parenting.
You're parenting.
You're not babysitting.
Yeah.
You're parenting. No one's giving
Yeah.
you money at the end of it.
No.
Or driving you home.
No.
And touching you up in the car.
Yeah.
Like it's not happening. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. And I think my thing is, like, I am a control freak, and it's one of the problems and one of the reasons
That's
I
the
should
first time in
always
13
be...
years I've known you ever acknowledged it out loud to me, at least.
To you, at least. I was going to say, I say it to a lot of other people.
Okay, then.
But yeah, total control freak.
Fleek.
Freak.
Controlled on fleek. Your control is on fleek.
It is on
I think I
fleek.
said that right. I'm
But
too old to really know how that works.
On point?
On point.
Yeah.
You were with me
But-
when we were outside a pub once, and some girl was like, "Your makeup's on point," and I was just like, "Yeah, thanks."
Thank you.
too-
Is that a
I'm
compliment?
too nearly 40 to know and to
Yeah,
respond
I
to that.
don't know what that means.
Sorry, so you're a control freak.
Yeah, so I think even if Scotty wanted to take like the lead with parenting,
You'd be like, "No,
fuck off.
what do you think you're doing?"
You can back the fuck right off.
It does help. Your dynamic helps in your relationship because he's so chill.
Yeah,
He's
he
like
is
the
so
chillest
chill.
motherfucker in the world.
Yeah,
And you're chill as well,
yeah,
but also
like controlling,
I don't think controlling. I mean, you are, but I wouldn't. I think I don't want.
organized.
I don't want to use that word 'cause it sounds like an
Yeah,
insult.
it's
You know
a
what I mean?
negative.
But I think more kind of controlling.
Yeah.
Essentially,
I'm gonna say organised,
Organised
and
works.
proactive.
you're very German in the way you do things.
Very German. I am really German.
Very efficient.
Yes, super efficient,
Super efficient.
but super not blonde.
Or blue-eyed.
Or blue-eyed.
I remember that we were walking around Germany. There's like so many blonde.
don't.
That's why it's important that you're here. I need editing.
That needed
I'm
editing.
gonna get cancelled.
Yeah, that needed editing then, I
Yeah.
think.
Let's not share everything, Sonny.
Let's not share all of it, although it's fun.
It is
But what was he saying?
controlling,
Yeah.
not
So-
taking over Scotty.
Yeah, so he's super chill. And I think the one thing I would ever say to dads is that your relationship with your kid is your responsibility. So even though your partner might be like a control freak
Yeah.
and doing everything, it's still your responsibility.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't lie
like,
back and.
Don't lie back and
Oh,
go, well,
she'll
she's going
do
to
it.
do it. She's
Yeah.
going to do it because that'll actually sort of manifest in your relationship with your kid. You'll like, so people always say to me, like, because he always runs to me when he's upset, and I'm like, that's because I pick him up immediately,
Yeah.
even if he's been like, if he's done something that he's not supposed to do. I'll still pick him up and be like, well, you still can't have the thing that you're crying about, but I'm going to hug you because you're upset.
And a big part of that is also because I'm aware of this with Zoya. Like when she does shit she's not meant to do, I'm like, you're two. You're not meant to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can't put the same boundaries on a child as you do as an adult
No,
because they're gonna fuck up.
exactly.
That's
and
how they learn.
like, that's how you're learning.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still doing that, and
Yeah.
I'm 34, so I can't.
I've always. I mean, I
expect-
haven't got kids, but I've always had that thing of if I do, I'm not raising a child. I'm raising a 25-year-old.
Yeah.
Of like, you're essentially raising someone who can exist sufficiently without too much trauma.
Yeah.
'Cause
And
it-
if I don't know how to teach him something, that's on me, not
Yeah.
him. So there's one thing he loves to do, and it is climb everything.
I'll take him climbing.
Yes, please do. He needs
I'll
some,
find a
some
place for him
outlet
to.
for
Yeah.
that. But he will climb everything that's dangerous for him to climb, and even if he falls off and hurts himself, he's going to get back.
I was
on
like that as a
and
kid,
climb.
which explains a lot now.
Well, yeah, like I'm going to get him into like climb. I've bought him a climb. Well, no, my dad bought him a climbing frame for Christmas.
Yeah.
My mum and dad. So he loves that. I think it's the best thing ever. He stands at the top of it, just like with his little feet gripped around the top, like little monkey feet. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's amazing. But he'll climb everything, and I'm trying to learn how to stop him from climbing on things that he shouldn't, like the top of the sofa where he could topple out the window,
Yeah.
or like the top of the climbing frame or a coffee table. But I don't know how to do that for it to
Yeah.
work.
I mean,
So I don't get-
climbing things that you're meant to climb
Yeah.
is a good way to be
Yeah.
like, this you can climb,
Yeah.
this you can't climb.
But he gets pissed off. But
'Cause he's
he's,
like, "Bitch, I was climbing
okay.
that."
He's okay to get pissed off. It isn't okay for me to get pissed off.
Yeah.
Because it's my bad that I don't know how to teach him to do that.
Yeah.
And he's not ready to learn that, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think I don't.
Not at 19 years old.
Yeah. Well, yeah, not 19, probably don't do that. But one thing I struggle with is like there's a new generation of like honest parenting, and I use quotation marks because the honest parenting seems to be just negative.
Right.
It seems to be like, I'm being honest because I'm calling my kid a twat.
Is that like when people are like, I'll just call it how it is?
Yeah, and I'm
It's
like,
no,
no,
you're just a
you're
dickhead.
being a knob.
You're just a horrible
Like,
person.
you wouldn't say it to your friends, to your family. Don't say it about your kid just because you think it's being honest. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
It's okay to struggle, to find things difficult, and to have a hard time and to need a break.
That's an important thing to say.
Absolutely okay. But I'm not comfortable with calling my kid a twat or a knob or whatever for the things that he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
Because he's too young, and I do worry that that's how some bad situations happen, because it escalates. So, like, it's the same as any kind of cycle of that situation. It's like, you say one thing, he's a twat, he's being a knob, I don't like him today, he's being a knob. Do you know, it escalates.
Yeah.
And that's where situations turn.
And not only that, but it's almost like
going.
manifesting it. It's kind of like, as soon as you start vocalizing it out loud, then you start justifying it in your own head to say it, and then it becomes a thing.
Like, I think it's okay to feel frustrated and feel annoyed by something that your kid is doing, because it's totally normal, because you're a human being. But you need to be the adult and take a breath, step outside, go somewhere, phone one of your friends, do something, get out of the situation, then come back and be like, you're cool.
Yeah. It's
You're
a shame.
18 months old.
It's a shame kids don't have the self-awareness or education or like history at that point to be like, why did you do that? Because I'm 5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, cool.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Because that's all the reason should be.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why did you do that? I'm 5. Oh yeah, you meant to do that. Cool. Carry on.
The thing is, though, if you say things like that in your current situation when your kid's like 18 months old, they go, just you wait.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. But that just makes me more like, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, I think the thing is as well, though, it's like a lot of people almost kind of like try and push their bad parenting onto you.
Yeah, I think it's not knowing how to manage your own frustrations, isn't it? And it's like not having a good support network. I am really like lucky to have such a good support network. Like, we've got 2 sets of grandparents that will have him at any moment. I get to do things like this. I get to go skating every week. Like, I do a lot of things that I know so many parents don't get to do because they don't have the support networks that I do.
Yeah.
So everything that I've just said comes from a really privileged place of being able to
But
take
the fact that you're aware of it as well, that you're not taking it for granted, you know what I mean?
Like, I know that I need time where I go, I need to get out of the house because it's hard. And it is. But also, like, I do see other people and think, utilise those people around you.
Yeah, I've had the same thing with, I mean, it's a different thing entirely, but whenever I've gone travelling and people are like, you're so lucky, I'm like, I've sacrificed to go. Like, I saved the money to go, and I had to, take 6 months out of my life and put everything on hold.
Yeah, like,
and,
pause everything.
And not be in relationships and stuff like that, because I'm not going to leave someone and go, I'm out for 6 months.
It is a huge sacrifice.
It was huge. Like, literally, for 3 years, I gave myself, from 2015, I gave myself 3, it wasn't 3 years in my head, but it was like, I wanted to get to Patagonia, so however long it took.
Yeah.
And did 3 trips and moved to Iceland in between as well. And it was a huge,
so cool.
it was dope. I was so glad you came.
So
I'm
cool.
so glad you came. But like, yeah, because like, well, I came back with you. Like the last time I left Iceland, I came back with you.
Oh my God, yeah.
But it was like, it was a huge part of my life where I had to knowingly be like, I can't get any relationships.
Yeah.
I can't pick a career. Like, I'm going to have to do jobs for the time being to fund it because there's no point me getting a career because I'm not going to want to go.
Yeah.
And when people were like, you're lucky, it's like, I didn't win. Like,
yeah, I didn't win the lottery.
Yeah, like if you want to go, then you can go, but you
Yeah.
have to, take that part of your life to go, this is something I want to do enough to prioritize it over everything else.
I don't think people are going to listen to this and be like, oh my God, that's so like privileged that we're talking like this.
And it comes from a place of privilege. I live in a world and a country where I'm able to do that.
Exactly. But I don't think people do think about the impact of it. Like, the reason that I haven't gone travelling is because I'm not willing to sacrifice what I've built.
Yeah.
So
Which is fair.
I just won't.
And if people don't want to, or people have no desire to do so.
Yeah.
And I'd never want to be one of those people who said, I'm going to do something and never did it.
Yeah.
So I'll always say things out loud because then I have to do it because I told you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like when I went to Europe, I didn't really talk about it much because I didn't know if I was going to commit.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I got back, I was like, I'm going to Asia next.
Yeah.
Because like, if I've said
I remember that. You're like,
because I told everyone. Because I was like, I had to go, and I went, and I was kind of like, it's the same kind of thing. I never want to be one of those people who talks about doing shit. Because there are so many people who are like, oh, I'm gonna do this one day. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, you're not. I don't mean it's shitty, but just like manage your expectations.
Yeah.
Like, say shit that you can achieve, not shit that
you're
gonna then look back.
I'm gonna go to the moon.
Yeah, because like the thing is, if you don't do it, then you're a failure by your own book.
Yeah.
And in the same way, and this is a huge thing for me that I realised a couple of years ago, was that when we talk about other people, we don't marginalise them by their accomplishments. We judge people.
Yeah.
If someone asks me what's Lombardi like, I'll say my 13 years of knowing you,
Yeah.
and say she's a good friend. She's this. She's a dickhead. She's my favorite idiot. And like, but it's all encompassing of that.
Yeah.
Like, she's compassionate. She's caring. She'll put time aside to make sure you're all right. But that's who you are as a person. I won't be like, she roller skates and she just this.
Yeah.
But by ourselves, it's like, well, what have I accomplished?
Yeah, we judge ourselves by our
accomplishments, not by who we are as people.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that I'm having to constantly remind myself of. Because I remember, I think you were here, we were in the garden, and I was going through a breakup.
Yeah.
And there was a fire on, and I made my speech, and the fire started roaring, and I was like, I've climbed mountains in Converse, and I've travelled the world. And then it wasn't until afterwards I was like, that doesn't mean shit.
No. But I think whatever gets you there, man.
Yeah.
Whatever's going to get you there at the time.
That'll get you there.
That'll get you there.
What was that Futurama?
Oh, fuck knows. I don't know.
It was Futurama.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was it the same episode where it was like,
don't stop?
I really need the toilet. Like,
okay,
I'm
go
gonna
to the
die.
toilet. We're back in a minute.
5 minutes later.
Welcome back.
Oh, hi.
How was your pee?
Oh, it was so good. I've been holding it for so long.
If you need to pee, you can just say you need to pee.
Okay. I wasn't sure of the etiquette, but
That's fine.
That was good.
Just splice it all up.
Yep. Anyone into that?
Do a SpongeBob a few moments later thing.
Please put SpongeBob across the screen.
Don't make me edit more than I have to.
Okay. Sorry.
We were just talking about Boris Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
And how much of an asshole he is.
Yeah. I think just
he was an asshole before.
Government. Yeah. I think, but before he was known as like the bumbling idiot, the guy that came across
that
on
was
the zip
manipulative.
wire. It was
like,
manipulative.
He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, of course. And it's that, that haircut and just his bumbling demeanour.
Like the fact that his name's Alexander Boris DePoffel Johnson and all his friends call him Alex.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or everyone knows him as Alex.
See, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he's known as Alex to everyone, and Boris is his character.
Ah, right, yeah. I mean, it's clever.
Yeah, it's
clever.
That's what I mean. He's manipulative.
Yeah.
Like there was a thing years ago where he used to purposely mess his hair up before he went on camera.
Well, that's noticeable, isn't it, as well? And but I don't think people would have seen anything of that. That's why it's like bumbling Boris, isn't it? Yeah.
I think people voted him in as well for like he'll be a laugh.
Yeah, he's not. He has not been a laugh.
I say this with trepidation. I feel sorry for him a little bit because he wanted that job so bad, and as soon as he got it, a pandemic happened.
Yeah.
Like 2 months afterwards.
Yeah.
But also there were so many deaths on his hands that I'm just like, I'm not that sorry for you. And you were just saying like the whole thing now with the parties, like he had a birthday party. After coming out and saying I didn't know that work event was a party, I thought it was a work event.
Which, okay, fine.
If you
can
didn't,
maybe
fine. But your birthday party, which had cake, was definitely not a work event.
And 30 people. Not all people that you worked with.
Yeah, and the fact that it's come out, a tweet came out where someone asked the government, can my friend come over? And they were like, no. Yeah,
and it was someone from the NHS. They'd said, can we have a birthday party within the hospital?
Yeah.
Because we're all working together.
Yeah.
So we're already here. Can we just have this party?
And had the decency to ask.
Yeah, had the decency to ask on Twitter. Because, I mean, how else are you going to contact the government, surely? But they categorically said no, absolutely not. It's only for work purposes. And then they had a birthday party. That was the same
day, wasn't it?
Yeah, but so many people are coming out to say like it was okay because they were working together, but that proves it wasn't okay because it was in the rules.
Well, even like because during that month, I think it was that month was when I came to see you during lockdown.
Yeah,
and you sat in the windowsill.
Yeah, 8
upstairs,
months pregnant.
8 months pregnant, and I was because I was having life problems.
And during a pandemic, those don't stop.
They don't stop. So I was still having life drama and was like, I need my best friend to call me out of my bullshit, which you do marvellously and have done for over a decade.
Yeah.
So I came round and all your neighbours heard my drama as well because I went to shout it up to you while you were 8 months pregnant and sat in what was Woody's
hanging
nursery.
Out the window. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was safe, by the way.
It was safe.
I wasn't hanging out a lot.
Yeah, it wasn't like Michael Jackson down.
No,
it
was not. No, I didn't have my bump just primarily out. Like
your body was
leaning
out.
Yeah. And to think as
well.
But
the fact that we went to that level.
Yeah.
Because
at that point you were still allowed to like see people from a distance, like outside, weren't you? So we weren't even like standing near each other. We were like distant.
Well, I was on the bottom floor and you were on the top floor.
Yeah.
I was outside, you were inside. But because after that we sat in the garden, but even then social distance.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I think the worst
Could you put a chair out for me before I came round?
I put what?
A chair out for me before I came round.
I did.
So I had to go and sit in the garden. You watched me sit in the garden for the kitchen and then came out.
Yeah.
That's like...
I was told because I was pregnant that I had to isolate because they didn't know.
Yeah, I think that's also why we were being more precautious.
Yeah, and I was really frightened at that point because
I was licking everyone. So
you were.
Like you had
every
to be,
single person that you were coming across.
Yeah.
But I think that the first party was annoying because it was like May,
I wasn't
wasn't
licking
it?
everyone, just clarity.
That's what he says. But the first party was annoying because like, I had a bunch of friends, like internet friends. So we had a group of moms that were all due around the same time.
Yeah.
So I was quite lucky.
Did you meet them at Lamar's?
In that, huh?
Did you meet them at Lamar's?
I did not, because guess what? I couldn't go to any Lamar's classes because of COVID. But I couldn't go to any classes. I think one of the biggest things is like. One of the biggest things of being pregnant is that people can see your bump and that you can show it off.
And you missed all of that.
I missed all of that.
Yeah.
And so did many other women. And then to know, like, I was in hospital. So Woody was born on the 1st of June, which was like we were in lockdown.
Yeah.
So all hospitals were saying you can only have your partner there at a certain point of labour. And if they get there in time, they get there in time. If they don't, they don't. Like Scotty just happened to be there for all of it, basically, like which he probably wishes that he wasn't, but he was there for the whole thing. So Woody had to get taken down to intensive care only for an hour because he wasn't breathing properly because it was a weird birth, and so Scotty got to go down with him, got to like put his nappy on, like get him dressed for the first time, have photos with him. So he had a little bit of like own time with Woody, and then the maternity nurses were like, so you can stay here, no one's got this suite after you, so you can stay here until she has to go up to the ward. And then they told us that Woody was going to have to stay in for a week.
Yeah.
Well, they said like a couple of days initially, and then it ended up being a week.
Yeah, I remember that.
So he had to, like, Scotty had to leave, and then we both weren't allowed visitors for the whole time we were in hospital. So it's newborn baby, and for me, I actually found some benefit in it because the maternity nurses basically taught me how to breastfeed, and I think if I hadn't have had that, I probably wouldn't have carried on as long as I did.
And you had time to bond with Woody. It was just the two of you.
Time to bond with him, time to learn how to be a mom.
Yeah.
Like how to be around a baby, because I wasn't used to that sort of thing anyway. So I tried to use it to my advantage, but it was still really difficult. There were still times where I'd draw the curtains and just cry on my own for ages, because obviously you got a lot of hormones.
Yeah.
And it's a weird time anyway. But I wasn't allowed,
especially
any
at that point, because no one knew how bad it was.
Yeah, no one knew what was going on.
It was that thing: if you go outside, you'll die.
Yeah.
So
if you see anyone, if you touch anyone, you're gonna die.
Coughing
Like
was illegal.
if anyone goes near your baby, and I've got all these weird people going near my baby. But so I was there for like a week. But it actually impacted Scotty more because he wasn't there for the first week of his kid's life.
Yeah.
And that might not seem like a lot. I know there's plenty of people that have situations where their babies are like in NICU for like 5 weeks, 5 months, you know. So you don't get to have that relationship. But we didn't have that situation. But it was just by like, circumstance that was it. And he really struggled with that. And to then find out that Boris Johnson had a birthday party at the same time as we're sitting in hospital and Scott is on his own at home wondering what's going on, it's even more infuriating.
Yeah.
Because you think you literally went on the TV and you told people, be safe.
Yeah.
Look after the most vulnerable. Don't do stupid things. And then loads of people were posting things like, oh, he nearly died. Like, he did not nearly die.
Yeah, I still don't think he had COVID.
Like, he might have had COVID, and they probably used a ventilator on him because they could. Because it was him.
Yeah, he definitely got like, the best
push
care.
the rhetoric. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just, it is infuriating to think. And yeah, great. If he resigns, brilliant. But also, who's going to come in his place anyway?
It'll be Rishi.
Someone just as bad.
The worst brown guy ever. Worst. Like, honestly, being a brown person and having two people in government of representation, being Priti Patel and Rishi Sunak, is like winning the lottery and then finding out that the money's actually shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Or like winning the lottery and being like that guy off Lost.
Yes.
You know, the guy that won
John
the money
Locke.
and then it was all... No,
Oh, Hurley.
Hurley. Hurley? Was that his name?
Cursed. The big
yeah,
dude.
So it was all cursed.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, basically that's it, isn't it?
No, honestly, like, and Rishi's an absolute piece of shit, and also the richest politician in this country there's ever been.
Really?
His wife's like her family's worth like millions or billions.
Wow.
Either way, he ain't short of a couple of pounds, and he's our finance minister.
Give us some then.
And then you got Priti Patel, who doesn't like immigrants. I'm like, bitch, you brown. You like, how do you think you got here?
See, I don't feel like, as a white person, I can comment much on that. But how?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Like, if you're white and you feel like you want to say it and you can't, let me say it for you. Bitch, you brown.
Yeah.
Like, shut the fuck up.
I don't.
Like, yeah, don't put a brown person in charge of stopping other brown people coming in.
But that feels like so. Years ago, there's an actor, and he was actually in Lost as well. I'm not representing Lost. I don't get any money for mentioning Lost because twice in 3 minutes. But there's a guy who was a character in Lost, and he was originally from Nigeria. And when he was younger, he got
Mr.
sent
Echo.
Yes, Mr. Echo, and he was sent to London by his parents. And it's not because his parents weren't prosperous; they just didn't want to raise a kid. They were really rich, apparently.
Oh, okay.
And he came over to London, and he was put in a house of white parents, but they had like 10 kids.
I didn't know this.
Like a bunch of foster kids.
Yeah.
And he was one of them. And there was something about he didn't get much attention because there were so many kids. So he actually got taken in by like a white supremacist gang in London. And he became, by his own words, the bulldog for that group. So
my brain's still processing this. I'm sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
He got taken in.
Yeah. So
willingly.
As a black guy.
Into a white supremacist
gang.
He's really black.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah. As their like bulldog.
I don't understand what you mean by his bulldog.
Sort of like I don't want to take anything he said out of context.
Right.
It's just what I read in this very small article. That they would kind of set him on other black people.
Okay.
And because he wanted to be accepted.
So it wasn't like they were like nurturing him and looking after him.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was that kind of like manipulative coercion, like Stockholm syndrome kind of thing, because he had no one else.
How old was he at the time? Do you know?
No, he was young, teenage.
Yeah.
Years.
Impressionable.
Yeah. So he got taken in by them, and there's actually a film about it.
Oh, really?
I think it's called Farm.
Okay.
I haven't even seen it yet.
Is it about his life?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
It's about him.
The situation or him?
That, mainly the situation, but
inspired by him.
It's about him. I think he's in it.
Okay.
There's someone I know who's also in it as well, like a guy that I used to know when I was younger.
Okay.
He's in loads of adverts. Like,
who's the guy?
His name's James. He's in the Hairy Bikers advert for like the vegetarian food, and there's like a young kid in that. Yeah. That's him.
Oh, okay.
He's in Witcher. He's got a speaking part in Witcher. He's in loads and I see him in so many adverts, and I'm like, James?
Yeah.
Is that you? But he's in that film as well, which I think is why I
I'm aware of it.
Saw it, but I've not actually watched it yet. But it's about that. So I think that's sort of the whole point I mentioned that was because that's kind of like the angle that the government are going with. Like, you're not white, so you can represent.
Yeah.
But also, if you could represent in a negative way,
I definitely
great.
think. I think the same thing with Matt Hancock. I think it was almost like I think he genuinely got a fuck ton of money to be the asshole. This pandemic needs an asshole.
Totally.
We need like at least 2 or 3 of them, right? And
we need a couple.
You're a smarmy prick.
Oh yeah.
We don't like you anyway.
No.
So can you go take one for the team?
Can you be the fall guy?
And you'll get a fucking payout for it. Because there's no way anyone can organically be that much of a dick. Right?
No, yeah, surely.
Like when the whole country is like calling you out for it as well.
Yeah.
Like surely at some point you go, am I the bad guy?
Am I the dickhead?
Am I the dickhead?
I mean, I do that a lot.
Yeah. but I do that. I always have this argument.
Am I the dickhead?
I have this argument about Kanye West all the time because I fucking love Kanye West. And everyone's like, he's a prick. And he is a prick, but I'm a prick and I'm not rich or famous.
Yeah.
So imagine what I'd be like.
You judge him?
You know what I mean? Like, give me wealth and power. I'm only going to get worse.
Oh, don't.
I'm only going to get worse.
I always said, like, I had an affinity with Amy Winehouse, and she said one thing during an interview before she was famous. And they said, do you want to be famous? And she said, no, it'll fucking kill me.
Really?
And it did.
Yeah.
And when she said that, because I saw that when I was really young, and I remember thinking, it would fucking kill me as well. It would kill me.
Flourish.
Flourish.
It'd flourish.
Oh, you'd be writing albums called Yeezus.
Yeezus. Yeezus.
Yeezus.
Yeezus.
That's a good album, though.
That's
Yeezus
a great album.
Is a good album.
It is.
I used to listen to that when I went to the gym. It was like my gym
It's
album.
a fucking dope album.
It is. And it's got Justin Vernon in it, so can't lose.
Yeah, I'm Lost in the Woods. Yeah, but no, I do. No, that's not on that one. That's on. Oh, no, he's on a different track on there.
And he's doing all like. Exactly like that.
For someone who can sing, that was horrendous.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And most people think I can't sing because that is
Bitch can sing.
How I do it.
I'll put the bit in when you were talking about when we were in Germany busking.
Yeah.
I'll put the clip in.
Oh God, don't
Because
do
I've
it.
still got it on YouTube.
Oh, don't do it.
It's on my own YouTube channel. So I'm going to put it
Can
in
I
there.
put a disclaimer in? That was a
You
long
were
time
21
ago.
years old. Dude, it
21.
was fucking sick. You had one headphone in
Oh yeah, to try and like
Yeah,
give
yeah.
myself a backing track.
and some pitch, but nailed it. No, but I do think, especially with Pretty Patel, idealistically, you should just go and play in traffic for a while.
Yeah, I'm not.
I know you're not going to say
I
that.
don't agree. I don't
Yeah.
agree with that.
You're a better person than I am, though.
Yeah, I just no. I think it's more that I don't want things to come back to me. So I'm just covering all bases.
I'm
I do
all right
not
with that.
agree
I
with
think
this.
you should play in traffic,
Zero violence.
on
Violence
train tracks.
never solved anything.
apart from this. So,
Maybe.
maybe. No, but yeah, fuck the government,
Yeah, that.
ultimately.
I mean, I don't feel like I have enough knowledge in my life to actually.
I've,
You know, when you think about it and you think, I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. So
no, because I'm really, really smart. But modesty.
I'm a really
No,
smart guy.
I did have to step back from it because last year, especially during the 2020, during the George Floyd thing, I got way too invested and way too angry. And I think it was that election. I was telling
Yeah.
everyone to vote, which I always do.
Yeah.
And when it was a clusterfuck of an election, I kind of like stepped back from
Yeah.
being as vocal and by proxy reading as much about it.
I definitely took a conscious step back from a lot of things.
If I was if I was as invested in politics then as I was now, given the state of the government right now
Oh God.
and the state of the country right now,
Yeah.
I'd be unbearable. But I would literally be every single day, or my Twitter would be, or my Instagram would be, or my Facebook would just be ranting about this shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all I do now is just share things.
Yeah. Just
every
have
once
a
in
look
a
at
while.
this, guys.
Just look.
Have a look.
And
You're
my-
a piece of shit if you don't do this,
And
by the
my
way.
reason being is like
ETW.
this is how I got the information, so I'm gonna pass it on to you.
Yeah.
And I'll research it. I get my
Yeah.
sources and shit like that. I always have.
Yeah.
But rather than going, all Tories are cunts.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not going to do it.
but because I remember during the Black Lives Matter thing, I tried to like limit the amount of people on my Instagram,
Yeah.
especially like and Twitter mainly. But I was just calling people cunts all the time.
Yeah.
Just, like my whole purpose was to try and make you delete me.
And yeah, I remember that very well. I think sometimes, like what you said in the wedding speech, the pick your battles thing is something that I have actually really tried
Yeah.
to do this year. Again, probably from now having a kid, that I feel like without it being necessary, will always look at me for direction, like
Yeah, no,
for,
completely.
for a certain point of his
you're
life.
You're his
It's like
first point of
the
call.
first point of call. So I'm trying to limit
And his first example
my reactions to things.
of everything.
Yeah, and I don't want to do certain things in front of him or say certain things in front of him because I don't know what his belief system's going to be like.
Yeah.
I don't want him to like have your own belief systems, but try not to be a bellend is probably going
Yeah,
to
I mean,
be
if
my.
he can prepare himself with the tools required to when he is out into the world and other people come in and influence him and
Yeah.
shape his opinions,
Yeah,
at least he's got a good enough core
Yeah,
foundation.
that's it. Make your foundation as stable as possible.
Right. Because everything you build on there then
Yeah.
is going to be secure.
Yeah. I mean, should we review this in like 18 years? Like,
We'll get Woody on. We'll record
yeah.
it again.
So how do you feel?
We'll watch this back with him.
Yeah.
And then we can do a reaction thing where he'll be like, fuck you, mum.
Like, you were wrong.
No, he won't.
You're an asshole.
He won't. That kid's going to be dope. He's got two very good role models.
Yeah.
You're both ethically on the right side of things
Yeah.
and morally on the right side of things. You're outspoken as well, which is a good thing. You don't just sit back and go.
Yeah. Which
Bad
sometimes
thing.
is a detriment
I
to
don't
me.
think it is. I mean, to you probably, but
Yeah.
I'm sure other people appreciate it.
I think I've learned a lot, like, because we usually do a review, don't we, of like
2020
the year.
or
We haven't
2021.
actually done our
We didn't, 'cause you had COVID.
2021 review because I got COVID.
Yeah.
Like, I got caught right at the end.
Yeah, so every year we go for a coffee. There was one year it was split over 2 days. I can't remember what year that was.
Oh yeah.
We did it on the 31st, then we met again New Year's
Yeah.
Day to
Yeah.
do the second half because it was a very busy year.
It was long,
There's
man.
a lot happened.
Yeah. I think, yeah, we didn't do that, and I think this year has probably been my biggest like learning year. Not just
Last year.
Yes, last year, not this year, not the last,
the last 3
26
weeks.
days. No, yeah,
I've learned so
2021.
much.
Yeah, like loads of things happened that I didn't expect to happen, and like when you look back at your like, I have a problem with initial reaction, and this is to everything. This
Yeah.
is for like how I react to a text, and not necessarily like in a shitty way, just
Whether it's negative or positive.
Yeah, just react immediately
Yeah.
rather than giving
Process.
myself a second to process the information I've received. I just get the information and then spit out whatever it is that I think. Like I did it to you today. So about tonight, about the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
So you said, what time am I picking you up?
You're like, oh,
and
we're
I
still
said,
doing it
where
then.
we going? Because I wasn't sure. And then when you said what we were doing, I was like, oh, well, you didn't tell me. And there was no need for me to actually respond like that.
The thing is, I know you well enough after
Yeah.
13 years to know.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit, sorry, I forgot to actually tell you.
Yeah, but like that's one of my biggest problems is initial reaction. I should, and it's what I'm trying to sort of carry through this year. Like I've actually given myself resolutions this year, and I never do that.
Can I
So
ask?
I've got a few. So one of them is to buy secondhand only,
Okay, that's a
as
good one.
much as possible.
Yeah.
So there's obviously stuff I can't.
Yeah.
Like I can't buy food
But
secondhand.
no, but in the same way, like,
Excuse me, sir. Could I have your
I can have half a
plate of
sandwich.
chips,
Thank you very
please?
much.
Thanks.
No, but I think even if you do offset it by 20%, you've made
Yeah.
a difference. So the
And
more you do, the better.
I've already done that. So like even people's gifts, I'm not buying them shit gifts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm still like I'll use Vinted and I'll get secondhand stuff,
What's
but
Vinted?
that's still good. So it's like an app, and people, it's like eBay, but there's no seller's
Yeah.
fees, and it's
Okay.
just like it's quite direct.
Yeah.
So I'll use that and get things, but I'll get things that I know people want, and I'll see if I can get them secondhand, and I'll
Yeah.
try that first.
Yeah.
And if
you
I can't do that, then I'll look elsewhere. But my last resort will be first hand.
Yeah.
I just don't want to contribute to it. Like I'm
Yeah.
trying my best not to. And same with things like I don't want to buy like foil or cling film or plastic as much.
Yeah.
So I'm trying my best to just not do that.
No, but I think that's all you can do is,
Yeah.
like, rather than being, I've never been vegan,
Yeah.
but I had vegan days.
Yeah.
Or I'll be vegan Monday to Friday.
But I think that's huge.
Yeah,
I don't
I still
think
do now.
people understand how much benefit there
To
is
the
to the
earth it
world.
makes, yeah.
Even taking a day off.
Yeah, like there's a whole thing of like if everyone stopped eating meat for one day a week, it would
Yeah.
make such a huge difference, not just to animals but to like the environment.
Yeah.
Or like if people use less electricity in the day and stuff like
Yeah,
that. There's
yeah.
so much shit.
Yeah. There's loads we can do to actually contribute to stopping
Yeah,
a crisis.
it's like with recycling. I remember back in the day, recycling was a thing where some people I don't recycle, but now it's just
Just
a done
everyone?
thing. Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
even like a conversation.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to ask them, like, do you recycle? Because
Yeah.
you just presume everyone
Yeah,
does.
I'm pretty sure you do. Everyone does.
Yeah.
Like if my in-laws do, everyone does.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and I don't mean that in a bad way.
No,
I just
but
mean that like
yeah,
everyone does it.
yeah.
I don't know anyone that doesn't, and if they didn't, it'd be weird.
But yeah, no, it would be weird. I still find it weird in businesses where they're kind of like they'll have a recycling bin and then a trash bin, and then it all goes into the same bin afterwards. It's kind of
yeah,
like cool.
you'd kind of
That's
defeating
great.
the purpose
Yeah.
there. But yeah, another one of my things is to try and step back from reactions.
And process first.
Yeah, even simple reactions to anything, and
Yeah.
I'm not perfect at it. Like, and I have lost friends over my initial reactions to things and sort of like thoughtlessness. But again, it's one of those situations where it's like, well, I can learn from that. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
Every single person in the world makes little mistakes that contribute to these things, and you can either like be upset with yourself about it or go, okay, well, I can learn from this. I
Yeah.
can do something different. I can move forward.
I thought that door opened then, but it wasn't.
Oh, it does look.
I think it's the,
Oh, it's
the
swinging.
wind. It's
Ooh.
the wind.
Oh, it's the people that hate me.
I don't believe in ghosts, so it's not that.
No, it's not.
It's the people that hate you. No, but I do think a big part of it is just like you haven't got to be perfect at anything. No one is.
Yeah,
Like nobody is. So, but as long as you're trying,
yeah,
that's the main thing.
Yeah.
Which you always have. Like in the whole, again, like over a decade that I've known you, you've always been a person who's very, again, self-aware enough to be like, if you find a character flaw within yourself,
yeah,
not necessarily the one that somebody else has put there by suggestion or accusation,
yeah,
but just something you're not happy with.
yeah,
I think it's something we've both done. Like I remember a couple of years
think,
ago, I was
yeah,
kind of like, I
definitely.
realised my whole self-sabotage thing.
yeah,
And I know recently I've done it again.
yeah,
Like I caught myself a couple of weeks ago, like, but a bit later than I normally do, and was like, oh no, I'm really self-sabotaging at the moment.
yeah.
So to the people who were like around me a lot, I'm like, just FYI, sorry if I'm a dick.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it took a minute.
yeah,
I'm still probably a bit in there.
yeah. I think like there's even some situations where I've thought about it or it's cropped back into my head, and I think I'm gonna send someone a message, and I'm gonna say what I did, apologise for it, and say I don't want a response.
Yeah.
I don't need a response. We don't need to. Do you know what I mean?
Talk it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to tell you, I'm
hold
sorry for
myself
my part
accountable.
in it. I'm accountable, etc.
Yeah.
But then I think that's just benefiting me.
I've done the message and I haven't done the message. I think
Yeah.
it depends on the person you're sending it to and how you think it's going to be received.
Yeah, I think sometimes it's just not necessary, is it? Like as well, like just think I've got I've already got way too much in my brain.
But the thing is, have you ever had that message off someone?
Not that I can think of right now.
I remember once there was a guy, I was in Bonds, and there was a guy I used to go to school with, and I hadn't seen him in about 20 years.
Yeah.
Probably longer than that, actually, about 23 years, because it was only a couple of years ago. And he came up to me and he apologised for being racist at school. And I was like, genuinely,
that's
like,
big, though.
Right,
that's big.
Let me finish my story.
Oh, it's not. It's not big.
And I genuinely appreciated it and was like, you know what, dude, like, you were a kid. I don't hold that against you. Like, when you're 13 years old, you just say shit.
Yeah.
Like, you're not a fully formed person yet.
Yeah,
so,
you're not 25.
Right, but I appreciate the fact that you acknowledge it and you hold yourself accountable. That's rad. Have a nice life. And then he made a racist joke. And I'm like, so we learnt nothing then? And he's like, no, it's fine. My girlfriend's brown. And I'm like,
that's worse.
That's not how it works, dude. And then made 3 more racist jokes. I'm like, like literally, I was just like, by the halfway through the third one, I was like, I'm fucking out.
Was the apology a joke?
Like, you know what I mean? At that point. But then I
Yeah.
remember, because he was like, look, I went to Bottom Bar. And he found me. He was like, look, I don't want to leave on bad terms. I'm like, that's a you problem. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to give you the closure that you need. I did accept your
Yeah.
apology, and you've gone on and been worse. Because
Yeah.
you are a fucking adult now. You should know better.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're 35
To
or 36 or
apologise.
whatever, and then do the same thing that you apologise
yeah.
for.
Not cool.
I remember I ended up in Vanity, and he just told me in there, he was like begging me, and I was like, look, if it makes you feel better, I forgive you, but I don't. I think you're a racist piece of shit. But if you need to hear the words out of my mouth,
I forgive you.
I forgive
But
you.
no.
You racist prick. Have a nice life. I hope your plane crashes.
Oh, God, again.
Sorry.
Oh, I don't agree.
You know what? I do my podcast with Alfie too often.
Yeah.
It's just,
To be fair.
it's rubbing
yeah.
off on me.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to blame
No.
Alfie. That's not holding
Yeah.
myself accountable. I
That's
said those
not.
words and I'm sorry. I'm
It
not
was
sorry.
Alfie's
I hope
fault.
your plane did crash. I don't know if it did.
All around me.
I love that song.
I know, I kind of want to listen to the whole thing. Have you got the whole thing on there? Should we
No.
just sit here?
We've only got the intro.
Oh.
Just for the comedy value of it. That and
Disappointing.
Vanessa Miles, 1,000 Miles. If
Where's
anyone's,
that?
I don't know. I think Jenks gone over some of the.
Can I want to press one.
Oh. Press one. But press it again if it's not the thing you want it to be.
Mitchell.
That's not.
Acon.
Stop. Stop. You're not allowed to press buttons now. You're too ADHD
What does
to
this
be allowed
button do?
around buttons. It's never going to end well.
Do you remember Dexter's Lab?
No, yes.
And
The
his
cartoon.
sister Dee Dee. What does this button do? That's
Oh, yeah.
I'm staring at that.
No,
record
just
button.
stop. Just no,
Okay.
no, because
All
that's
right, all right.
we need that
Okay,
for the thing.
I'm in. Back in the room.
So we'll start wrapping it up anyway.
Okay.
Because it's been nearly 2 hours. I don't know how long your pee break was for.
Oh, a while.
A while.
Yeah. How do you wrap these things up? What do you do?
So we're going to start doing more of these. I don't know how often you want to do them. We haven't had a conversation. We spoke about ages ago, like ages and ages, and like a couple of years ago doing a podcast. And now here we are.
I maybe see how it's received and then assess it from there.
Don't, yeah.
No.
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 Never.
Okay.
That you never, because then you start catering it towards.
Oh, that's true.
That's like recording an album. People saying, "I wish you were more electric," and then you went more electric and acoustic. Was,
Sounds like something I would
was
do.
your bag? Yeah, no, completely. That's too pop punky. Okay, cool. I'll do like a fucking
Okay. I can only
a
sing sad.
shoegaze.
I can only sing sad.
No, you sing sad in a happy way.
Well, the best thing is, I've now got like a sort of job on a Friday morning, singing to like toddlers. With my
What?
yeah, right. So
Wait,
there's an amazing outdoor learning nursery called Nellie's in Tamworth. A name drop. And Woody started going there. He only goes like half a day.
hang on. I love this song.
It's my jam.
I mean, you wrote it.
I know, yeah. You know, people that say things like, I don't listen to my own music. I'm like, why do you write it then? Like, why do you write music you don't like?
Yeah,
It's weird.
that is where. I wonder if I get copyrighted on YouTube for playing your music.
I mean, technically, they can fuck off because
It's
I
your
wrote
music.
some of it.
Yeah.
So I'll leave it out. But yeah, I'm going to be singing to toddlers. And she was like, you don't have to just sing nursery rhymes. So I'm singing some nursery rhymes, right? But I'm singing it like, so hold on. I don't have my guitar, but I'm singing like, twinkle, twinkle, little star. And they're all going to be asleep after about 3 seconds.
Can you do like popular songs but change the lyrics to like nursery rhymes?
I could, I'm sure, yeah.
So
What
if you
can we do?
like "Stir It Up" by Bob Marley, but like change it to like a nursery rhyme. Or like
Oh.
Rain in Blood by Slayer.
Like, imagine that. Oh, Deftones.
Or like Celebration of the Lizard by The Doors, all 17 minutes of it.
Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Yes. Oh my God. That would be
Finish
dope.
with
Have you
my
ever? No,
breakfast.
honestly. So
So I
mean,
couldn't have
that
all
was-
my snacks.
that was Iron Maiden, Can I Play with Madness?
No, it wasn't.
What was it?
Paranoid.
Oh, it sounded like, oh, okay, yeah. It's
Jesus.
the verse, not the
Black
chorus.
Sabbath fan.
I know. What was I going to say? Yeah, when Julia was born, if you go on YouTube, there's like, because Bowie was the first thing I tried to introduce her to. Because I was like, between me and my brother-in-law, like he loves Sabbath as well. He loves Cream and like loads of old 70s
Are
bands.
you going to say Rockabye?
No.
The nursery rhymes that are like Bowie songs.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like Black Sabbath and
Yeah,
Blink
yeah, yeah.
182.
Yeah.
That's what Woody goes to sleep to
Really?
every night.
Yeah, so like Rebel Rebel was the one because it was always, oh yeah, your face is a mess. But yeah, so like I used to always play nursery rhyme versions of Bowie songs to her.
Are you going to be able to put like one of these in?
Yeah, I mean, all it does is it means you can't get monetized, but I can't see it's getting 4 million views next week anyway. So I don't think it's going to be that much of a problem.
I want to find it. It's called Rockabye Baby on Spotify. And let's have a look. So there's Tiny Dancer.
Elton.
This one slaps.
It slaps. Phoebe Bridgers would be good in nursery rhyme form.
I feel like her sadness would just be so like.
I'm all about.
Residual.
I was like, obsessed with it last year. I listened to it so much.
No.
And I don't think I have this year at all.
No, I've moved on to
I
Lucy
think
Dacus.
I think yeah, Lucy Dacus is fucking dope.
That Sums Again.
Yeah.
It's like one of the best songs in the world.
And Julian Baker as well is just fucking incredible.
Julian Baker. Have you heard Yard Act?
No.
Yard Act are sick.
Okay.
Don't know if it's going to be your jam, but
Why wouldn't it be my
give it a go.
jam? What's it like? We are, yeah, because one of the first times we met, I remember we were in Bond and we just had a headphone in each.
Yeah.
And we're like sharing music. And I definitely took more from you than you took
Yeah,
from me.
because I know what I'm like. I was just like, they're okay, but listen to
Yeah.
these ones instead.
And to be fair, I think the stuff I was playing you with stuff you probably liked already at that point. Because
Yeah.
you introduced me to Bon Iver.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, like I'd never heard Bon
God,
Iver
that's
before.
such a good
And, like,
recommendation.
genuinely, it's probably
isn't it?
still to this day the best band anyone's ever, that I haven't discovered by myself, that someone's kind of like given to me.
Do you know what that's? I was just about to say I deserve a medal for that, and it's just
You've got a
reminded
medal?
me of the medal that you gave me.
So 2019 was a bit of a rough one for me.
Yeah.
And you were a doll.
Mm.
You were on standby a lot.
Yeah.
That was the first time I think I've really had a shitty period like, in my life.
Yeah.
Which isn't bad saying.
That was rough for you.
I went
yeah.
through like 37 years of pretty swell existence
Yeah.
before having to deal with, oh shit.
Yeah.
And it was crappy.
Existential crisis.
Yeah. To up the yin yang.
Yeah.
And but you were rad. I remember one day you messaged me and you're like, how are you today? And I was like, you know what? I'm still shit. I have a day off. I'll still be
Take a
shit
break.
tomorrow. I'll still
Take
be
a
shit
break.
tomorrow. And like I said, I literally put my friends on rotation so I didn't burn them out. So we were like, you on Monday, B on Tuesday, like Sam on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wallow on Thursday.
We all took shifts.
You did take shifts and you were all rad. But what was the point? What were we talking about?
You gave me a medal.
I gave you a medal. So you were at my house and I found
got
an
it.
old football medal that I had and wrote on the back of the medal, Best Friend Award, and then gave it to you. And then we realised that
On the lanyard.
on the lanyard it said Runner-Up Award.
Runner-up best friend. Oh, I'm hanging that in my new house. That's
should.
going like by the front door. I'm
Pride
a
and
runner-up
placement,
best
you were
friend.
runner-up. That was, and I stand by that.
My best medal.
How do I not put that in your speech?
I don't know because there's too much.
There is too much.
It would have been a long.
It was a long speech anyway, but
Yeah.
that would have been way longer.
Yeah, maybe do it at my funeral.
I'll be dead before you.
I don't think so.
We've got a deal. Do you remember our deal?
Probably not.
Like, because you're in charge of my funeral.
I know who I've got to invite, and that I've got to give like a bunch of people black roses to put on.
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. No, that's a private conversation. That's not a podcast
I don't
conversation.
know boundaries. I don't know
You don't know-
boundaries.
yeah, there you go. That's like when I was started saying that thing earlier, and you're like, no. That's one of them.
Okay.
Yeah, no. So,
right.
yeah, only because I don't want a super Indian funeral.
Yeah,
I'm presuming.
I'm gonna make it really
Yeah,
Indian.
like, because if I died like before my parents and they were in charge of my funeral, there'd be some Indian dude up there talking, and everyone would be like, "What the fuck's he on about?"
No, I'm gonna let it happen.
And you'd be like, Sonny wouldn't have known what he was talking about, so why the fuck should we?
I'm gonna come in a sari.
So you can't. I'll be dead. No, you got. My rule at my funeral is everyone has to wear black. I'm black. No colour, no fucking, like, even white.
No celebrating your life.
No
I
white
want
any
you to wallow.
shoes. I wanted to fucking mourn.
That's what my
I
dad
want a
said.
hard morning for like at least a week. Like the king of fucking Thailand got a year, right?
Yeah.
And I get I'm not actual royalty,
But I feel like it.
but I feel like it enough. That
Yeah.
I feel like a week of mourning, and then pure celebration.
All I want is a funeral of my playlist that's 2 hours long of shit that no one likes, and everyone has to just sit there and listen to all of it, and then they leave.
That's no.
And then I get buried in a tree.
And in a tree. Well, in a tree or with an acorn,
Well,
so you
know,
grow
like
into a
those
tree.
weird tree sacks that you can get. There's like a tree sack, and they put your body in the tree sack, and then they bury you, and then
You become one with the earth.
yeah, because I thought you could get cremated and then buried with like, you know, some seeds and grow into a tree. And then someone told me, I think it was Thompson.
Yeah.
He told me, yeah, but when you like burning is the only way to destroy all atoms. And I was
So
like,
there's none of you actually there.
oh, so that's not what I want then. So someone put my whole body in a sack and bury me with a tree, and then I'll kind of like, you know, what's it called? Rot.
Decompose.
Decompose, and then it'll go into the soil and then become part of the
okay.
tree. Just don't burn me, or just put my whole body in the floor in a box.
in a box.
I don't wanna be in a
Stop
box.
taxidermy you and put you
I
on the
want to
couch.
be in a sack.
I want to be taxidermied with my hand up so people high five me on the way. You might
Can
have
you
to
do a fist
reinforce
bump?
it. Yeah, yeah.
Woody's just learned how to
I am.
fist bump.
I am a fist bump guy. I won't leave you hanging.
Yeah, thank you. Jesus.
I am a fist bump guy. So yeah, fist bump. Just, but you can put like a bit of a motor in there.
Like the guy at The
Just-
Simpsons.
Yeah, dude.
Like in the museum.
But put me in, like, where do I really like? Where's a place I really like? Like in Patagonia, right? Put me at the bottom of one of the mountains there.
You think I'm going to travel to Patagonia?
Yes, because I'll be dead, and it's my dying wish. Oh shit!
Fuck.
Best friend duty
Can
and
someone
shit.
please marry him? they take
So they
over
can
the
take over.
responsibility.
Actually, yeah. Sorry to my future wife for having to
Trek to
take
Patagonia.
my dead body on a plane to Patagonia.
She better like hiking.
I mean, I probably wouldn't marry if she didn't.
Jesus. Do you put that on your like dating app?
Have I ever used a dating app in my life?
I know, I don't know why I said that. Can you imagine your profile? I've got too much to say, just ask.
I don't think I do well on dating apps.
I think you do tremendous.
I
I think
don't
we should
think-
just set
no,
you
I don't-
Please, can we set you? I'm going to set you one up anyway.
I downloaded Tinder in 2000, I think.
Yeah, fuck, Jesus. 2000? 22
No, sorry,
years ago.
2020. That was 22 years ago.
Jesus.
Fucking hell, man. No, 2020. I think the start of the year I had I'm gonna die alone moment.
Yeah.
I think it was like right at the start of the
And
year.
Tinder was your choice.
No, so I was like, I'm gonna download Tinder, but I didn't make a profile on there, so it was just like the blank, generic,
Swipe right.
like great. No, but I did. I swear, is right bad or
I don't
good?
know. I've never
So
used
right,
Tinder.
I basically put my age on there, put S for the name, and use like the generic background picture that comes like, you know, on Facebook when you make it and you haven't got a picture on there.
Just
It's
the
like
shape of a-
right, yeah. No, but literally that's what I did, right? Because my argument was I'm going to use it. If there's 5 people I can find on there that I'll be like, yes, I would date them,
Yeah.
then I'll fully commit
Okay.
and make the profile.
Right.
But I'm not going to catfish. I'm not talking to anyone, so I was just swiping no
I'm
on.
going to catfish anyone.
Like I was talking, I was swiping.
I'm a woman.
I was swiping no on everyone because the whole point wasn't that I wanted to talk to someone.
Yeah.
I was going with pure face value because I'm that shallow, right? No, I'm not.
That's what Tinder's for,
No,
though.
but right,
That's
so-
why there's like you get 3 characters to write your description.
Well, I was like, is that what you get?
I don't know. I'm
Fuck
guessing.
cat. What would you write?
Fuck. With just a
At that
K.
point, you'd use emojis, wouldn't you? Like, you can put more in emojis than like a 3-lettered word.
Yeah.
But no, so I was like,
Cry
I'll have a-
faces.
but
Just
yeah,
cry
just cry
faces.
faces. Just cry faces. And a cigarette.
Yeah.
And yeah, that'll be it.
That's it.
And
What would your 3 emojis actually
what
be?
would my 3 emojis be? A mountain,
Oh, God.
alcohol,
It's just like an X with a bottle with an X on it.
and a cigarette.
Okay.
No, that's I don't want to be defined by a cigarette, alcohol, and a mountain.
That's really
That's really shit. What would yours be?
Just
Pizza. Mine would just be 3 pizzas.
mine would just be 3 cry faces because it's just my life. Constant but the laughing cry face.
Yeah.
Because I'm sad, but it's
I've
funny.
noticed, and this might be an age thing as well, because I am of that demographic now.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, there's like the generic laughy face with the 2 big tears either side, and then there's a slanted one.
Yeah.
Younger people use the slanted one
don't
more
like the
now.
slanted one.
I don't either, but younger people use it, and I still use the old one. Am I an old person now using the wrong emoji?
Yes, we are.
Right.
And I refuse to change. I
Do you ever-
love this.
Do you ever
like,
get
"Oh."
Do you ever get an emoji in Google what it is? Someone,
Okay, no, I don't care that much.
someone sent me one. No, but I needed to know the context. Someone was messaging me. I can't remember who it was now, but someone sent me a message. They put an emoji in there. I didn't know what it meant. So I had to
What was the emoji?
I can't remember now. Like I had to go on Google.
How do you Google it? What is describe the emoji?
Google, like emoji meanings, and it brings you up like a fucking index of every emoji, and it writes you like the property,
description.
like it populates the emoji.
Yeah, like aubergine. It's not an aubergine, everyone. It's a dick.
It's a dick. But no, it wasn't that. It was like an actual yellow faced emoji thing.
I don't know what I really want to see what one it was for you to not understand. I'm not going
to show you, but I was going to, for example, right? What would let's just pick? I'll put it on screen so you can see which one I'm picking. But let's say
the suspense is killing me.
What does that mean?
That means. Ooh, are you sure?
Does it?
Yeah. Ooh.
Okay. That wasn't the one. I can't remember what it was. But yeah, so I googled it and got my answer, and I was like, "Oh, cool, okay."
And then you could respond appropriately to the young person.
To the young person, I was texting.
I'm hip.
I used 3 emojis essentially, which is the laughing face, the smiling face, and pizza. Like that's about all I use.
What are my main ones? I need to have a look at this now.
What are your top? What are your top 5?
What are your top 5? Right. How do I find that? Is that just like most recent?
Yeah. So mine's here.
Recent
So mine's
cookies.
a laughy face, a smiley face.
Oh, mine's weird.
A smiley face, a different smiley face, and now that one that I just showed you.
I'm a little bit concerned about mine.
What are yours?
So mine is the laughy cry face, but not the slanty one, just the
straight, yeah.
That one. Horns.
Of course, why not?
A knife.
Okay.
That one, because that is how I spend most of my life.
That's in mine, but it's like 6.
A peach.
Okay.
But that's to describe
talk
like
about ass.
peachy butt.
Ass.
And then the emoji that's got like the glasses and the moustache and the eyebrows because it's like a disguise.
Oh yeah.
What?
Why were you using that?
What am I doing? Who am I talking to? Oh God. Well,
emojis are weird.
Yeah.
Had you ever use your what's it called? Memoji?
No, very rarely.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, there's a certain demographic that use that, and my favourite thing is that very, very minimal amount of people put their real wrinkles on their memoji.
Oh yeah, you don't put your.
I'm just like, are you 19? No, you're 63. Add some wrinkles in.
I'm relatively good on wrinkles.
I can't see it because of your makeup. So
I'm old AF and no wrinkles.
What about me?
No, you're good.
I've got really big smile things because I smile a lot, and when I smile,
Smile
I do that
lines.
like the flip
Smile
top.
with your face.
I do a
face. Face.
I noticed in my wedding photos, like, you know how so many people look like demure and like really sexy and wonderful on their wedding day, and most of my photos look like just like flip top lid, mouth as wide as possible.
I was all hair. In your wedding photos. I'm all hair most of the time, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Like 97% of my personality is just my hair.
I did a Beyonce and did like a dress change.
You did? Your wedding was dope though. Like it was a good
dope.
wedding.
It was so good. Hip hop karaoke. If you get married and you don't have hip hop karaoke, who are
The worst
you?
thing was, because I drink rum, and you guys were just like, "We've got you rum," and it was a 1.5 litre bottle of Morgan Spiced.
Yep.
And I remember being like, okay, because I was making a speech, and I was a bit, not overly nervous about it, but it's still like a lot of people there who I don't know. It's your family, it's your parents.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's not try and swear too much in front of them. Or start talking about how white people are colonizers and stuff like that.
Yeah, that would have been a weird turn.
Would have been really awkward. Awkward is the word you're looking for.
I would have just been crying, laughing
oh my God.
on the table.
Here we go.
Here he is.
And more so because your brother was filming it as well.
Oh, yeah. And then
So I was like, I'll get drunk enough to get like, I don't care.
Comfortable?
Yeah. But not so drunk.
Yeah.
And then I got to the point where I was like, I have to make my speech now because I'm already on my way to too drunk.
Yeah.
Because I had a lot of rum.
Yeah.
So I slid my way through it, and then I don't really remember much else.
My brother's was amazing. It
Your brother's was
actually
really
made
good.
me cry.
Because he did it on the spot as well, didn't he? He didn't write it
absolutely.
down.
He's got such a good. My brother's Brummy Joe, by the way. Let's name drop.
Oh yeah, he's
Get on
YouTube
the-
famous.
YouTube famous, and
He is.
even the protests to get the owners out at Blues. All
Oh,
of
last
the
week?
fans were walking along with a banner that said "Get them out" and go singing the Brummy Joe song.
Really?
I was just like, yes.
What's the Brummy Joe
yes.
song?
I don't know.
Okay.
He's my brother. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's Joe to you, not Brummy
Brummy.
Joe.
It's not. All right. this shows on my mom. I was about to sing it to Baby Shark. Brahmi, Jojo,
Oh my God.
Jojo,
I heard Baby Shark for the first time last month when Zoya was up. That shit is addictive. It's like crack.
It is, but I refuse to let Woody watch it. I let him watch Mac Miller, Anderson .Paak.
No.
He really likes TSB.
Yeah.
He likes
Anderson
Wu
Paak's amazing.
Tang.
Wu-Tang?
Wu-Tang. He loves Run the Jewels. So
Really?
you know that ooh
Yeah,
la
yeah.
la ah wee. He can sing that. So and I keep trying to tag Killer Mike in it and LP, and they just don't care. I'm like, come on, he's only 18 months old, please.
Wait till Killer Mike releases another Netflix special. He'll be a lot more prevalent on social media, and you'll see it then.
All right, yeah, I'll do it.
That's your time.
I'll do it. Yeah, will you let me know? 'Cause
Yeah.
You're more up on shit like that.
I am.
I don't pay attention to
You don't.
at all.
Which is the best way to be.
Yeah,
It
probably.
is. But no, like my sister. Wait, no, it was Christmas. Was it Christmas? I think we went down south to London
Yeah.
for Christmas, and Zoya's got a Baby Shark thing. I'd never heard it before, and the whole day, I was just singing it over and over again because it's like crack.
It is like crack, but it's also infuriating.
I love it.
Oh, I can't do it.
But it's because I ain't got a kid, so I heard it that one day and then carried on with my life.
Okay, no, do you know what you need to do though? Hey Duggee is amazing.
Oh, dude, I love Hey
the
Duggee.
best thing. And
For her birthday, I brought her out a stuffed Hey Duggee, and if you squeeze it, he says shit.
yes,
Hey Duggie's dope.
Woody, when it comes on, goes, "Hey Duggee." I'm like, yes, he's so cool. But there's they've made a new season, and the new season's amazing. Like I would watch it on my own.
Yeah.
And they've got this woman in singing as a beaver, of course. And there's one song, and I put it on before Woody goes to bed, and he does not care. Like he'll go off and play with his bricks
Right.
or whatever. And Mark and Bev are like, "You like this song?" I'm like, "Yes, I do."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Mrs. Beaver, running around in the tub." It's the best.
That was good.
It's the best.
You know what I hate though?
What?
Cocomelon.
Oh my God, what is that shit?
Cocomelon's
It's propaganda,
bullshit.
that is.
It's literally right.
It's
it's
the same
bullshit.
tune with different songs on it.
It's bullshit.
And I hate it.
It's really badly animated as well.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Cocomelon's bullshit. If ever she's like, oh, I showed her Wally.
Oh,
It took me 2 attempts.
Oh man.
It took me 2
Did she love
attempts. Let's pretend yes.
Yes, she did.
Let's pretend she didn't
The
spend
kids love it.
the whole time saying, "But I want Cocomelon." I was like, "No,
No, you don't.
So this is the first film I've watched with her. It's the first film where we've sat
Aw.
down to watch a film.
That's amazing.
It was last year. It was like a few months ago now, and I was like, "We're gonna watch Wally. This is
Yeah.
a big deal to both of us.
Yeah.
You don't know it yet,
Yeah.
but it is.
Trust me.
It's a great.
You're gonna
it's
give a
great
shit.
bonding moment." So I was laid down. She sat on my chest, and we're watching Wally, and she's just watching it, and then we're like, "Cocomelon, shut up. This bit's important.
This is really important.
This is really important."
He's about to meet Evie.
But we watched 15 minutes of it, 20 minutes of it, and she was just like, "This isn't working."
This isn't for me. Where's Cocomelon?
So the day after, we tried it again, and she was in,
Nice.
and she even was like, "Wally," and I was like, "Yes." Yes.
You're winning.
Yeah.
Keep at
So
it, man.
now I need to show her like 30 more times because that's what kids are like, right? They watch
Yeah.
the same thing 1,000 times.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
Inside Out and break it.
Oh, don't do it. That's not fair. We couldn't handle that when we were like 30.
We will end. We went to watch Inside Out. We've watched a lot of
Oh.
films at the cinema together. We went to watch Inside Out because we love Pixar and shit. And I remember us leaving the cinema. That was the one with the volcano thing at the start. Lava.
Someone to love her.
And we should have known then
Oh, yeah.
that this wasn't going to end well for us.
Because
that emotionally broke the both of us. And then Inside Out was just a car crash of emotion.
And it was basically me.
It was like the
that
saddest
depressed girl.
Fucking, yeah.
She had my haircut
Yeah.
as a 16-year-old. And she was just me.
And then I remember we both just left and didn't talk to each other. And we got outside the cinema and I was like, I've never wanted to be hugged and not touched as much at the same time in my entire life. And then we both sat in our respective cars for about 20 minutes, just like,
Can I leave?
can I leave? What's
The
life?
world.
Yeah, get me off. I want out. Have you seen Soul?
Oh, yeah.
Soul's dope.
That is. And
Soul's-
that's like this. It's like take heed of the small things in life.
Yeah.
Like the taste of pizza. And trust me, I do.
And on that
I
note,
love pizza.
we will call it.
We will.
It's been good.
It's been dope. I never say that unless I'm with you. It's dope, man.
What you do say though is that's slack.
It is slack though, and class.
A class.
It's really.
It's
slack.
been class.
It's been not slack.
It's been not slack.
Whack to the PlayStation, yo.
Thank you for tuning in and checking out our unnamed podcast. By the time this goes up, we'll have a name.
We will, and it'll be peace.
It won't. But thank you for checking it out. Take care of yourselves and each
And
other.
each other. I'm gonna eat this now.
Bye. Your Kit Kat. Bye.